Man, they got plenty. You in the sports mix with Kenny, news and knowledge. A lot of dope techniques make kids become scholars. You need to tune in. A lot of hot topics. When it comes to sports, Kenny sound like a prophet. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. Plus, he keep you up on all the hottest trends. Plus, you never know who he has as a guest. So grab a cold one, man, and just tune in. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. You in the mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. Rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. You in the mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. You rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty.
Oh, the sports mix. Big Kenny in the building. Man, you know,
Yeah, I'm in the building.
we in here. What's happening?
Guess we can just say what? Happy
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. If you're out drinking, be careful.
Careful out there.
I had some tequila the other day, so I started a little early. But,
You know, they got these motherfucking ice people out there. So,
I bet they ain't out there partying too hard.
right.
But we gonna see. You know, this ain't that type of show.
Exactly.
But y'all be careful out there if you're celebrating Cinco de Mayo. If you're out there drinking, don't drive. You know, get a designated driver. Get somebody else the keys.
Yeah.
You know, just get somebody else the keys today, man.
Yeah, somebody.
It's also Taco Tuesday, ain't it?
Is that what they call it? Taco Tuesday.
Goddamn, Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday all in one night.
Well, that's a hell of a combo right there.
Hell of a party. Taco Bells and what's the other one? Chipotle and
Yeah.
Qdoba. They probably jam-packed today. People buying tacos left and right. Wasn't no ground beef in the supermarket today. Ground turkey for those that don't eat ground beef. You know?
Yeah.
Got your tortillas.
Pretty sure a whole lot of party going on right now.
Yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo for those that celebrate. Big birthday shout out today to one of my sports mix guys, one of my roundtable guys, CB.
CB with the birthday. Happy birthday, CB.
Charles Brooks, the Brooks Blackboard. Happy birthday, my brother. I know he probably out there, you know, celebrating.
Yeah.
Nah, you know, Brooks probably working. You know, he working on his birthday. He's somewhere working, man, writing a story, getting the story together.
Yeah, he on his grind. You know that.
Yeah. But happy birthday to CB. You know, you're always welcome to join us. I sent you a link if you want to jump on. You know, we can get Stevie Wonder to sing happy birthday to you.
Right.
I know Stevie personally.
Hell yeah.
You know, I get Stevie to sing you a tune. Happy birthday, CB. 25 again.
Yeah.
25 again, man.
You know, and you know, at a certain point, man, the age thing just drops off the board and it's not even a factor. You know, you stop counting them things a long time ago, but the key is, you know, as long as that fire is still lit. That's it.
Yeah. That's
it. And for sure, we know it's lit with him.
For sure. For sure.
We definitely know that.
Yeah, no doubt. CB, happy birthday, brother.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate all your help with everything. You know, we be chatting offline a lot. But happy birthday, bro. You know, from the sports mix. Appreciate you. So NBA playoffs in full effect. It's the conference final or conference semifinals going on now.
Yeah.
You know, so it's the final four in the conferences. And you got Cleveland and Detroit playing right now. I was checking it out before we came on. And Pistons up right now at the half. 59-46. Pistons a young team. They the number one seed in the East.
Yeah.
Number one seed in the East, man. So
And surprisingly, man, they went down 3-1 to Orlando.
To Orlando, yeah.
And Orlando was the 8th seed. And of course, Detroit is the 1 seed. So you talking about a major upset. That was huge.
Yeah, that would have been huge. It definitely would have been huge.
Takes me back to when the Denver Nuggets, Seattle?
Seattle, yeah. Yeah, that was the Dikembe Mutombo and Reggie Williams and them boys.
Yeah.
They shocked the world. Yeah, Robert Pack and
Fifth, Brian
Stiff.
Stiff was on that team.
Virginia, yeah.
Yeah.
LaFonso Ellis.
Yeah, LaFonso was on that team.
Yeah, they was a good young squad too.
Man.
Young squad, man.
Yeah, they balled out on that one.
Mm-hmm. Last night in the East, you had the Knicks and the 76ers in game 1. And that was a blowout.
Yeah.
New York beat them by like 40 something. It was ridiculous.
Got Amy Biller in the building. Who that name was?
Yeah, Amy Biller.
Okay.
Hey, Amy.
What's up, Amy?
Thanks for joining.
Welcome.
Yeah, but 76ers and the Knicks in the other semifinal. Well, they're not semifinals. Or the conference semifinal, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In the conference semifinals in the East. So, it's out of the 4 teams that's left. It's either, in my opinion, it's either going to be Detroit or New York.
Yeah.
I'm leaning heavy. I'm heavier leaning toward Detroit.
Yeah.
That's just how I see that one. Also, last night in the West, Minnesota and the Spurs. That was a pretty good game. Went down to the wire.
Yes.
And Minnesota pulled that one out. I expect that one to go 7.
Yeah, I think so too. And one thing, and of course, that game went down to the last shot. I think it might have been Champagne for the Spurs that had a clean 3-point shot that was off the mark a little bit, and Minnesota, we call it a mild upset over the Spurs. But I think Minnesota probably can play them well as long as Ant-Man is healthy, and he looked good game. And then what's Minnesota's center? Rudy
Gobert.
Right. Rudy Gobert, who is a French teammate of Wemby and a countryman and know him very well. So he may even, be able to play him better than what most can, since, they've been practicing together on the national team over there and things like that. So maybe the advantage, although Wemby was blocking shots like crazy in that game. I think he set a record for blocked shots in the game. So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
And then and later tonight, the Lakers and OKC, game 1 of that semifinal game. I got OKC winning it all again.
Yeah, me too.
I got them going back to back. Lakers, there are a lot of Laker fans and LeBron fans, it would be nice at 40, 41, 42. It'd be a hell of a story for LeBron if he could get them guys to the finals and win it. Do a lot for his legacy. They ridiculed him for the bubble chip. Like, I guess that one don't count, or whatever. I don't think the Lakers have enough to get past OKC. OKC is right now. They just the best team in the league to me.
Well, I'm at you. Right with you on that.
Yeah, they just the best team in the league. And in a 7-game series, I don't see any of the teams that's left that can beat them. 4 out of 7. I don't see it. SGA, is he gonna get another MVP this year? I don't know, but he's the type of guy that could be in the conversation every year. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be in the top 5 every year of the MVP race. So this is me talking. So don't go out and put no money on. Don't go put your rent money up on it, and you're gonna double up. That OKC gonna win it all. And Kenny said, "No, don't do that. Don't do that." But this is my opinion, and I don't claim to be an expert. I watch basketball like the rest of y'all, but I don't watch to gamble. I watch because I enjoy the game, and that is just my opinion. I think OKC will be the last man standing in June. So we got a long way to go before we even get to that point. But we're in the conference semifinals right now, and it's playoff basketball. A lot of people have been asking me, you're watching the games, you're watching the playoffs, and we've been saying it all year with the NBA. It really take to get to this time of year now, for me to really lock in. I watch games throughout the season, but I don't really get into them.
Yeah.
Pretty much till now, so and there's a lot of players in the league that I'm not really familiar with just because I don't watch the NBA like that. So I'm excited. It's always good to see playoff basketball. The competition level is a little higher. You see the skill level. The cream usually rises to the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
In these type of situations. So, again, you're gonna see some very high level basketball. For those that kind of watch casually. If you haven't really watched SGA play, take some time and watch him play a couple of these games, man. And if you're just a casual fan, he's somebody that you'll be impressed with. If you don't really know who he is, you haven't really watched him, sit down and watch a couple of his games during this playoff run. Anthony Edwards is another one. You know what I'm saying? They both of them guys, they got that dog in them. They want the ball when the game is on the line. They want the shot. They want to make something happen. They're not, no knock against nobody else, but they're not gonna pass it. They trying to make the play. But they play that way from the time the ball go up.
Yeah.
These not guys that kind of drift into the game. They come out ready to go. And so sometimes casual fans need star players to latch on to kind of pique their interest. So if you haven't watched these guys in Wemby's another one. A star in a rising star. Wemby is freak. Is it something more than a freak of nature?
I don't know. I think that's good enough because that's what he is. That's exactly what he is.
Yeah, he is incredible to watch, man. I mean, we talked about him here before. At 7'6", this kid got handles. He handles like a guard. He has he can shoot the three. He has good touch on his shots. He's not awkward. He's not clumsy. You know what I mean? He can get to the play. He blocks shots. It's almost unfair. You know what I'm saying? The level of athleticism he has for his height. And like we said before, the only thing with him is he gonna stay healthy.
Yep.
Because if he stays healthy and he has a 10 to 15 year career, we could be in for a treat. Watching him not only play but develop, get better. And I've seen the improvement of him each year. I think he's year 3 now?
Yeah. 3.
And he's getting better every single year, and he seems to have the passion, the passion for the game. He wants to win. You know what I'm saying? He's not somebody that's just, out here to get the money. It looked like he really loved this game, and he want to put San Antonio back on the map. You know, you talk about franchise type players, man. I mean, you go from David Robinson to Tim Duncan, and now you got this guy. There was a little gap in between Duncan and Wemby, but you know, he's a special player. So if you get an opportunity to check out Wemby, check him out. You know,
the record last night, man. He had 12 blocks in the game.
See, and that's just unfair.
Right.
This is unfair, man. I mean, you know, did Wilt Chamberlain ever have 12 blocks?
No, I remember they put some. No, Wilt was big. Wilt wasn't blocking shit.
Yeah, I was going to go somewhere else with that. But
yeah. Wilt wasn't getting blocked, and he wasn't blocking nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna step back off of that one.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that one alone.
But yeah, you know, Cade Cunningham with Detroit, young player, man, good young player to watch.
Yeah.
If you haven't really watched him, you know, he's somebody to keep an eye on. Donovan Mitchell with Cleveland. You know, I always like Mitchell's, man. I like the when he was Utah. You know, the strange thing about Donovan Mitchell that kind of when I realized he was only 6'1",
right?
I said, man, this is unbelievable because he played like he about 6'5", 6'6".
He sure do.
Like he has a real aggressive game. You know, he's not afraid to go to the basket against anybody, and he's in the building. Landon, what's up, brother? Peace be unto you. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Happy Taco Tuesday to you.
Right.
You know, I don't want to miss none of my greetings. We come in peace, brother. we come in peace.
He said you want to make that loud and clear, huh?
Because I know he's going to make us leave in pieces. I already know. I already know.
Right.
This is kind of the fattening frogs for snakes, as Coach Thompson used to say.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, let me hit him with the greeting and the fist bump. And my favorite podcast. We know.
Right.
You know. It's all good, brother. You one of my favorite. You my favorite guest. Well, listener. Is it a listener? We ain't on the radio, so what you call him? Watcher? Shit, I don't even know what you call him. Appreciate you, bro. You know what I mean? You know that.
No.
You know that.
No.
I know you watching these playoffs. I mean, yeah, I know you watch the playoffs, Lane. You got some. Man, what's going on with the Orioles? Is it just a slow start?
Well, I hope it's just that, you know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have no about the Orioles.
Yeah, okay. He's our Flavor Flav.
Okay.
The hype man.
Hype man.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, or he said we just bad. They I mean, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
There was a lot of excitement coming into the season. You know, they spent some money.
Yeah, they made some moves, man.
And I look up, they got the second baseman pitching. What the second baseman, one of them. I'm like, come on, man.
Wow.
Is it that bad? I guess that was Sunday in New York.
Wow.
They lost 12-1 or something. He said, well, let's go throw him in there. See if you can get somebody else. Damn. Yeah, that's bad. It's bad. And I was going to say it's April. We into May now. So we a month in. You know, the season started at the end of March.
Mm-hmm.
We more than a month into the season. And it's just looking bad. This is looking bad, man. You know. So, but anyway, the Ravens rookies went to camp over the weekend. So there was a lot of hype about, the new rookies in town. And I saw, what little film we got to see on the workout. I think they just showed them kind of working out. I don't think they let the cameras watch practice. So you got to see the lineman, the big guard working out. He looks big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Look like he can move a little bit. They say he got that nasty, which you need up front. In his job, he said he don't let nobody get to his quarterback. So
that's what he said.
We need that.
Yeah, sound like he meant that too.
Yeah. So we gotta keep Lamar upright. Yeah, we got the quarterback, Pavia. So Landon, you say you liked him in college. I don't watch enough college football to really know. But everybody I've heard talk about him say he's a playmaker. And he will be competing for that third job.
The runner-up. He's a Heisman runner-up.
Yeah.
Wow. And didn't get drafted.
Didn't get drafted. Ain't that something?
Wow.
Yeah. So he'll be competing for that third string job. We still got Snoop in the building. Falele said the same thing. He didn't say it out loud though.
Ain't nobody touching my quarterback.
He was whispering that. Yeah. Nobody gonna touch the quarterback. He didn't make no big bold statements when he said it. Nah, he just said, "Hey, I'm out here, block and win."
He's still up in Harbaugh, so.
Yeah, you better watch your back, Dean. That Junior on your neck now.
Junior still hold a job. What are you doing these days?
I don't know what he's doing now. Let me check. Yeah, because he was coaching at one time, wasn't he?
Remember that? I ain't seen his name around.
I don't know what he got going on. Let me see. What's Unseld Jr.? He's 50 years old. Wow.
Okay. Junior. Wow.
He is. What is he doing currently? Where's Wes Unseld Jr. now? He with the Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
So he's an assistant coach with the Chicago Bulls. So he probably out there in Chicago somewhere. You might be good, Dean, for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, just watch it back at the Giant and all that type shit,
We got some people after us anyway, man.
Yeah. Magic Johnson, what's going on, bro? Irvin. Isaiah Thomas probably on us.
Yeah, he mad.
And I told you, man, we just talking tonight.
Yeah.
We free flowing tonight. It's just amazing, right? All these videos pop up with Isaiah Thomas talking about how great Michael Jordan is. And he steady talking. LeBron is the GOAT. And he's Michael Jordan ain't even in my top 5. I'm like, come on, Isaiah. Cut it out.
Yeah. KD, if they put KD in there and take Pippen out, take Jordan out, and KD play with Pippen and Kukoc, he'd win 6 championships too. I'm like, Isaiah, come on, man. Like, man, you taking this thing too far, bro.
Yeah, he way out there with that. Man. I don't know what kind of medication they got Isaiah on, boy. Come on, Zeke. Come on, man.
Somebody need to pull him up, man. I swear I think Joe Dumas the man for the job, though. I think he the one. I think Dumas need to give Isaiah a call. Because Sally, EJ, that's what I was thinking about.
man, it's gonna be a fight.
Oh,
And I'm not as young as I used to be.
how tall is EJ?
Right around my height.
6, somewhere around there, right?
Yeah, about 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to swing a bar chair at him. Yeah. Zeke is definitely hurting bad.
Yeah, he hurting real bad.
You know. And I feel for him.
Yeah, I do too.
I feel for the brother, man. I'm like, come on, man. This is just getting out of hand. You're just saying anything now. You know. And again, LeBron James is a hell of a basketball player, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he have had the greatest career of anybody. Career. But when we talking player, we talking about the greatest player. It don't compare. It don't compare, man. No. It just don't compare. And you know, see, now I'm getting so, we a little seasoned, you know what I'm saying? We a little more seasoned brothers. And I mean, it's just getting ridiculous now, some of the stuff I hear. When these people trying to compare and this one better than that one, and this era versus that era, and man, anybody that's ever competed in anything, and this is what we talking about. We talk about all these skills. These dudes can do this and they can do that now, man. But we talking about competing, right? With the skills, but we talking about competing. You got a lot of guys that have skills, but don't have that hunger. They just can play. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about. I just seen the video a little while ago. I've seen it probably a few times. What J.R. Ryder was talking about, what him and KD talked about when they put the battery pack in Mike Jordan back. Yeah. And Mike went off on him. And they kind of like, Mike like, oh, y'all done, that game. Yeah. And but J.R. Ryder said, because he kind of said, Kobe became something similar to Mike later in his career. Because he mentioned like his first couple of years he came off the bench. Yeah. And he wasn't quite there yet. You know what I'm saying? He became a player of that ilk. And they keep saying he's the closest thing to Mike, in that aspect. And I'll give you that. If we're going to go there, I'll give you that. But he said the difference was Mike Jordan could go 2, 3, 4 levels above. He could just continue going up. You know what I'm saying? And that's that competitor. You know what I'm saying? That's the competitive drive, man. That again, everybody don't have that. Everybody don't have those buttons. When you talk about a Ray Lewis, I see people, because again, man, when Ray Lewis only played the game in 15 years. So his numbers, when you put somebody side by side, they may have comparable numbers, but they are not the player that Ray Lewis was. You know what I'm saying? You can put somebody with comparable numbers, or LeBron's numbers have surpassed Michael Jordan's in all these categories, this, that. But you talking about the player. You put them up side by side in a competition, competing. Because LeBron didn't compete well against Kobe. When it was LeBron versus Kobe, when it's the Lakers, Vince, whoever, LeBron's teams won more of those games. But I'm talking about when it was mano a mano. And it was a few times in the All-Star game, and LeBron kind of backed away from it. Kobe wanted that. Right. Kobe wanted that smoke. And LeBron kind of shied away from it. You know what I'm saying? And that is the difference. So you can have all these numbers, you can have the great stats, and I'm gonna give you that. Statistically, LeBron is the greatest player that's ever played. Statistically. And he's still playing at a high level at 41 years old. I don't take that from him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's nothing to downplay, because I'm saying this guy is playing at a very high level at 41 years old. He's taking great care of his body. LeBron has never had really a real major injury. You know, he's had some injuries over the years, but nothing really never major. He never, missed the whole season for this or that. You know what I'm saying? He's missed some games, but he's taking care of himself. And again, you learn from who played before you. So, you know what I'm saying? The advantages that he have with medicine and technology, he's taking advantage of those, you know, but what you're supposed to. And he's doing it at a very high level. But when we talking about competition, right? We talking about when it's me against you and I want that smoke. Do you want it? You know what I'm saying? And so, and LeBron's, back, remember when they was clamoring for the LeBron versus Kobe in the finals?
Yeah.
And it never happened.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. We never got to see that, but it's the moments that made Michael Jordan the player that he was. I mean, he was making it happen when the Bulls was terrible. You know, the Bulls were an awful team, but Mike was the show. Mm-hmm. They were selling out arenas, and the Bulls was, an 8th seed, a 7th seed.
Right.
So, so that then there's that. Then there's that. But a guy like Kobe Bryant, who he didn't shy away from the moment. He wanted when the lights were the brightest, that's when he wanted to shine. And that's the only knock. And again, I'm a LeBron fan. I'm a LeBron fan. I like LeBron. I like watching him play. But I think we confuse the two. We talk about stats. Who statistically is better than him? Not many people. Nobody, really. But yeah, Isaiah Thomas, and this is what we started with this. Isaiah, come on, man. Come on, man. You said Dumas is the one?
Yeah, I think Joe. Yeah, I think Joe Dumas, man, well respected. They formed that dynamic duo backcourt, one of the greatest backcourts in the NBA history. I think Joe's still in the front office up there with the Pistons. I'm not sure. But I was thinking Sally, but Sally seemed like he'd be lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumas down there with the Pelicans.
Oh, he's with the Pelicans now? Yeah, maybe.
Down in New Orleans.
Maybe Joe Dumas can get a man a call and get in Isaiah's ear and just, let him know how bad he's looking.
Yeah, because he's looking bad.
Man, the man is really looking bad. I mean, he's sounding delusional. And obviously there's something deeper going on within him for him to be going around and he was on Matt Barnes and them show kind of recently, and he was saying all these things, and Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, man, they go along with the flow of the show, but I know as soon as Isaiah walked out, I know they looked at each other and said, man, what the hell is wrong with Zeke? Something's wrong with him, man. I know they talked about him. So I feel bad for Zeke because I know it's something deeper going on. And really sad. And even the power of Michael Jordan I don't know how long it's been since the man last played. What, '02 or something?
Yep.
Something like that, right? '02, '03, or whatever it was, but it's been over 20 years. And really, if you looking at it from a perspective of him leaving the Bulls, he left the Bulls in '98.
Mm-hmm.
But yet and still, he has a resident. He got a house up in Isaiah's head.
Yeah.
He living there.
Yeah, I'm talking about no rent.
Right.
That boy ain't paying no rent up there.
Paying no rent.
And got his goddamn feet crossed in a recliner.
Yes.
Man, he's comfortable in that motherfucker.
Smoking a cigar.
Yes, indeed. And drinking.
Drinking, yeah. Some tequila, his own tequila, whatever it is he got. I mean, this is the power of Michael Jordan 20 plus years after he made it bucket.
Yeah.
He's in Scotty's head. A teammate.
Yeah.
And I mean, this thing has been constant since the pandemic, since The Last Dance.
The Last Dance. Yeah, I don't think been no murders over the LeBron sneakers. I don't think.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, they be laying out there when some new Jordans coming out, they be outside the store.
Yeah, I saw one of them lines one time. I was like, what's going on? I didn't know what was going on.
All right.
Said, oh, the new Jordan such and such is coming on today. Oh, okay.
Right.
Good luck to y'all.
Right.
Hope y'all staying out here waiting will pay off.
Yeah, the magnitude, man, of a Jordan is, and to be honest, man, Jordan is in LeBron's head.
Yeah.
And in his head, this is LeBron is constantly thinking about Jordan. And you know, LeBron. The thing with LeBron is that he came out recently and made some comments. They asked him about the GOAT, and he said, you know, you really can't compare because, you know, different eras, different positions, the game's played different now. And he said, I know I'm gonna, you know, catch some flack for this. You know, it's a lot of things that I do, you know, better than Jordan. You know, our games were different. And whatever it was, he said, you know, but to me, you can compare. I think you can compare players regardless of the era, because to me, the greatness that Jordan has over these ball players, first of all, the conditions has to be right. You gotta make it to the championship. You gotta be in multiple championship games. Because that's the highest level. That's the highest level to perform is in the NBA finals. And if you I don't care how good you are, if you ain't making it to the finals, that's the thing that holds, you know, Wilt. I don't know how many times Wilt made it to the finals. He made it there with the Philadelphia Warriors, and he made it with the Lakers. I think he been in the finals 2-3 times or so. I don't know, but he won 2.
Yeah.
He won 2, and I'm not sure if he was the MVP on any of those or not. You know, so all those things come into play, you know, and it's the finals. Jordan in the NBA finals, his record is impeccable. He performed at the highest level, leading his team to the 6 championships, 2 3-peats, with a couple years in between when he went and played some baseball. I mean, how can you? And he was the dominant man. LeBron, over the last, since the bubble championship, which I never watched, I don't know how that thing went, but he has really looked bad consistently in playoff games. When they get to the big crucial moments, he has really played poorly. And to me, his legacy playing in these big games is definitely on a decline. He has not performed well. He has not been clutch. Even in this game against Houston, when he hit the big shot to send it to overtime, if you look at what happened, that was a lucky thing for him because he was hanging court. He wasn't running back down court. His guy was scoring. He was missing shots. It looked like another LeBron fold down the stretch, but he was able to pull that through. So to me, when I look at different eras, it's all about how dominant you are in the biggest moments and on that highest level. And Jordan is extremely dominant in the finals, and I haven't seen anybody that can match what he did. Russell was before my time. I know they won 11 or whatever it was. And to me, if somebody want to argue Bill Russell, I get that. I understand the argument, but I don't see anybody. I don't see any other argument against Jordan.
Now LeBron had been in the finals 10 times.
He done been there.
He's been there 10 times. And I give him credit for getting there. I do give him credit for getting there. You know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. His career is nothing to blink about, you know.
Come on.
He's had a hell of a career.
Mm.
But again, we talking about in that room, that upper room. That upper room. You know, this might be the room above the upper room. And the air is real thin up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a phone booth. You know, ain't many people can get in the phone booth. You know, remember back in the day, it used to be a thing.
Yeah.
How many people can we squeeze in this phone booth? You know, and for y'all young people, a phone booth was a glass enclosed capsule like with a payphone in it. Exactly. Where you could actually close the door. And I guess it's supposed to give you some privacy.
Supposing. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was a payphone. You know. So, and you take, you know, I guess you put a cord in there. One time probably was a little cheaper than that. But in my payphone era, it was a quarter.
You know,
put a cord in there. Yeah, I don't remember the dimes.
It used to be, and you could hear it used to be in a lot of the old school songs, you know. Yeah. About a dime.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Here's my number in a dime.
Yeah, that type.
Call me anytime.
Call me anytime. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, but you know, and you talk about you said Zeke. I mean, excuse me, Dumas could pull this off. You know, Barkley and Jordan are supposed to be playing some golf together.
Recently?
It's either I think it's coming up because they've been making a big deal about it. That their friend, the feud might be over because they playing in some golf tournament together.
Mm.
I think it's in June sometime, if I'm not mistaken. And
wow.
So you know, if whoever pulled that golf tournament together, bring Isaiah out there.
Yeah.
You know, get him out there and let him and Mike, man, have that conversation. You know, I just, you know, it's just bad. It's just bad. I think the levels that he's going to try to discredit, you know, a man who he have said is the greatest one we've ever seen. And he was saying this before Mike even won anything. You know what I'm saying? He was saying this early. You know, a clip I just saw. He say, you know, Mike averaged 37 against us, the Pistons.
Right.
And then some nights he would get hot. This is Isaiah saying this.
Right.
This is Isaiah saying this. You know, so yeah.
I heard him sitting there with Joe Dumas one time talking about how they'd be up all night. Trying to come up with some kind of strategy to deal with Jordan on the night before.
I'm gonna let you you take this. You take that comment.
2 out of 3. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that was my next question. Mike who?
All right, Mike who?
There you go.
Mike.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, who you talk? Mike who?
Right.
Mike Jackson?
Right.
The Thriller?
Post little 135-pound Michael Jackson down the road.
Mike Jones. You out there beating up on Mike Jones.
Right.
On Landon. Yeah, Mike Jordan, man. We talking about Mike MJ.
Yeah.
Real MJ. You know? But yeah, man. This gotta stop. You know, this gotta stop. And I'm gonna keep bringing it up until it stops. God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Isaiah myself.
Yeah, man. I want to check the link with him, man. Where he hang out these days, man? He probably can't go to Chicago because they don't want him no more.
Damn.
Guess he's still up in Detroit.
Yeah, I think that's where he lives at.
Yeah, up in Detroit. Yeah. Mike and ran him up out of there. They ain't thinking about him in Indiana no more.
Mm-mm.
Bobby Knight was raving Jordan so hard, you know, back in the day. So he lost out in that area too. Yeah.
Damn.
It's rough, man.
Yeah, Isaiah, call me, brother.
Yeah. Come on the mix, man. Come on the mix.
Come on the mix. Mix it up with us.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you because and really sometimes too, man. You tend to forget how tough of a player he was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You tend to forget how it's like when we talking to all these great point guards and all this stuff. Isaiah is in the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you talking from my point of view, Magic and Isaiah is right there at number 2.
Yeah.
From what I've seen. And that's all the way up to current. You know what I'm saying? I like Steph Curry. I just don't consider him. He is a point guard, but he just does it in a different way.
He more of a combo guard, you know.
Yeah. You just think of him more of a scorer.
Yeah.
Isaiah could get you some buckets.
Right.
He could facilitate that thing.
Yes, he could.
He could run the show.
No doubt.
He played defense.
He was a leader.
Gritty, tough. Was not afraid to go in there and mix it up.
Mm.
And would throw them hands if he had to.
He'll fight you.
Will fight you. Yeah, he throw the hands at anybody. I mean, you see him swinging on
Magic.
What was his old teammate?
I thought Rick Mahorn.
Rick Mahorn.
Yeah.
Rick Mahorn looked at him like, what? What are you doing? We talk about Mike, Kobe, and LeBron, but Doc. Yeah, hey, listen. Because that's a conversation that need to be had.
It is.
Curry not a point. Yeah. I'm on the fence with Curry. I'm like to say, Curry can run the point, but he scores so well.
Yeah.
And when he cooking,
it's a joke.
Man. you talk about can boogie. He can boogie.
Right.
And he's like Mike was a high flyer. Steph is just man, he can boogie below the rim.
Mm-hmm.
And behind that arc, some of that stuff he be doing is incredible.
It's now it's legendary. You know the stuff
man.
As far as shooting,
unreal. But Dr. J, Larry Bird is another. I want to talk about Dr. J. You know, Dr. J, for me, is the first NBA player that I kind of knew. You know, the first NBA star that I kind of was aware of before I even knew that he was an NBA star. I just knew, you know, Dr. J. You saw him on commercials. I remember seeing him in the Fish to Save Pittsburgh. you know, the afro. He was in the magazines. You know, he was a fly guy, always dressed to the nines. He was a pitch man. You know, I remember him in the old Sports Illustrated. Remember the cartoon of him and I think it was Rick Barry. They would be. I don't even remember what they were advertising. It was always maybe it was for Converse, but it was an ad. I just remember the cartoon of him as a kid. I just always remember seeing that. And then you know you see him in the games, and he was always a high flyer. He was dunking. You know, I remember being in the house watching when he did the joint on Coop when he came down and cupped it. I remember watching that.
Yes.
I remember watching that live, and you know, I was watching, but I wasn't really paying attention because it was like, you know, I was in the room with the grown-ups.
Yeah.
Who was watching the game. I was about 9 years old at that time, 8, 9. So I just happened to be in there watching, and I just remember the excitement in the room. You know, all these grown men jumping around. Hey, did you see that? Doc did it. He did this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man. And you watch some of that stuff now, right? Because you tend to forget just how tough Doc was. Because time, man, it's just been so long.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We've had so many great players after that. And sometimes, man, you know, your greatness kind of gets stuck in that era, in that time, you know, and Dr. J, what he did for the NBA, you know, God, oh, boy, I'll be trying with this, brother. I'll be trying. I'll be really trying. Oh, boy. Anyway. You know, Dr. J, you know, coming from the ABA, where he was the premier player over there. You know, it was a big deal when ABA folded. Or, well, did it fold? Or yeah, I guess it folded.
Yeah.
A couple of those teams came over to the NBA.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Nets, the Pacers, the Nuggets, and the Spurs, I believe.
Yeah.
Were the four.
Who say that again? The what?
The Nuggets, Spurs, Pacers,
and the Nets.
And the Nets.
Yeah.
And then Julius goes to the Philadelphia 76ers. And they go to the finals right away. But they ran into, you know, Bill Walton and them boys.
Yeah.
The Portland Trailblazers. But even in that series, man, he was dynamic. You know what I'm saying? And you just saw again. Now I didn't see it. Let me slow down. I didn't see it live. I've watched it since. I didn't see it live. I was 6 years old at that time, so I definitely was not watching basketball at that time. But you know, just the greatness of Dr. J, man, and what he meant to the league as the premier player. You know, with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at that time, who was already in the league. Kareem was the guy, and then Dr. J came along, and he was more of a spokesman because Kareem didn't do a lot of talking. You know, Kareem wasn't the guy that was out in front of the cameras, you know, doing all the talking. He didn't do a lot of commercials and stuff like that, you know. So Dr. J came. He's charismatic. Ooh, boy, I'll tell you, man. It just don't stop. it just don't stop. But Dr. J was charismatic. You know, the camera liked him. You know, he was cool, man. You know, just a cool dude, man.
Yeah.
And you know, it was like, you know, it was like he had to win. He had to win in the NBA to kind of solidify him, you know, because you won a couple championships in the ABA, but can you do it over here in what's considered the better league?
Right.
You know, he had to win one in the NBA. You know, he had to. I don't know why, but that's kind of how that media spin. It's almost like it take away from your greatness if you don't. And you I guess you consider not as great if you don't win the big one. You know, which is why it's so much pressure on these guys to go win a ring. You know, that's why LeBron left Cleveland the first time, because the pressure to win a ring. You know, it wasn't gonna happen there. That's how he felt it wasn't gonna happen there. So I got to go somewhere and create a situation where I could take that pressure off. You know, he mentioned Larry Bird as well. Unbelievable. You know, and I laugh. If y'all checked out Clyde Frazier's gig, Clyde was like a pimp coming up to the games back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some of them photos and some video of him with the hats with the feather and the Cadillac with the white wall joints. You know. But I mean, I hear people fix their lips now to say Larry Bird couldn't play right now. He would be average today.
Right.
What you say to that?
Man, these people.
I mean, I heard you laugh.
They're delusional. That's the word, delusion.
Yeah, I heard you laugh. I heard you chuckle when I said that.
And you know, and I hear a lot of the young cats that they talk about athleticism and all this stuff, and you know, he ain't athletic enough. Magic ain't athletic enough, and I just kindly tell them that, you know, the guys who's been some of the most dominant guys in the NBA right now are not athletic. You know, Joker and Luka. And some of these guys, man, they are dominant, winning MVPs and championships and all of that kind of stuff, man. So you can't tell me that a Magic would not be dominant in today's game. Bird would not be dominant. These guys would be dominant, man. They would be dominant.
The thing that get overlooked with when we talk about today's players versus yesterday's players, like, so to me, the cream is going to rise to the top. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe the cream is always going to rise to the top. And so, like you say, Luka and Joker and these guys who are not very athletic, but they can play. Their mind, their knowledge of the game is at such a high level. You know what I mean? It don't matter. You can take them from any era and stick them in, and they will dominate because they have the skill, but they have the knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the thing that set Larry Bird apart. Well, again, he wasn't the most athletic guy, and he didn't have the greatest vertical leap and all these things. But he had the wherewithal. He knew where he needed to get his shot off. He knew he could get his shot off against anybody. You know, he understood the floor. He understood where he needed to go to get shots off. He knew that he understood where everybody else was at on the floor. You know, so he made his teammates better. You know what I'm saying? His knowledge of the game, along with his skill level, set him apart.
Yeah, no question.
and that translates to any era. That translates to any time. You know, Magic Johnson, who was an anomaly at 6'9", playing the point guard and playing the way that he played at that time. You know, it just, again, we take it for granted because we've had tall point guards since that. You know, we've had people come behind Magic and have shown that they could do some of those things. But who since Magic at 6'9" as a point guard has played to the level that he played at? Name one. And the closest big point guard to Magic since Magic was Penny Hardaway, and he wasn't quite 6'. Penny Hardaway was 6'7".
Yeah,
and he wasn't as big as Magic. But Penny was more athletic. You know, Penny was a guy, in my opinion. He was next up. He was next up. He was in him and Grant Hill. You know, I think, you know, injuries robbed them of their best years. Injuries robbed them of their true level of greatness. Those guys aren't the most athletic in the league, but they're the more athletic than the average athlete.
Land, that's right there. But Land in the same Magic.
You kind of going in and out.
I'm going in and out.
Yeah.
Time for a new phone. Can you hear me?
Little muffled.
Muffled. How about now?
Yeah, that's better.
A little better there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So I just think that these guys, what Landon is saying is so true, man. I mean, these guys are athletic. I mean, Magic Johnson will go coast to coast and flush that thing on people.
Mm-hmm.
I seen Larry Bird go up under the hoop on somebody and do the reverse and slam that thing, man. I mean, so these guys were athletic, you know, but they weren't jumping like Dominique Wilkins.
Nah. I tell you, boy, this guy don't miss. This guy don't miss. Don't throw him a fastball.
Nah, man, don't give him no info. Don't give him no info because he got you.
He's talking about switch users. Oh man. Oh yeah. Who are we talking about? Larry Bird?
Yeah, them guys would be stars today, man. And they be stars in any era. And you know what Magic went? 5?
Yeah, 5.
I know.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
Man, I can this guy.
I told you, it don't stop.
No.
It don't stop. He just as bad as P. Diddy. Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But you know, like you say, man, greatness is just, you know, greatness, you can pick up greatness from any era, and consistency, you know. So see, like a dude like LeBron, I'm not one of them ones to say he couldn't play LeBron could play in any era.
Any era.
He could play in any era, you know, and be just as good as he is now. You know, with his skills, with Jordan and them guys be guarding him. No, you know, but you had to have somebody like Rodman would have to guard him. And the thing a Rodman did against bigger players was he made it a mental game. You know, if he knew he couldn't out physical you, he was gonna make it a mental game. He's gonna get in your head enough to where you're not even thinking about the game no more. You're thinking about him. You know what I'm saying? And that was the genius of a guy like Rodman. You know, while he could get a Karl Malone off his game, where he could get an Alonzo Mourning off his game. You know, he could get them guys kind of out of their element and more concerned about him and his shenanigans. You know, he's standing on the free throw line and everybody looking at the basket. He turned looking right at Alonzo Mourning's face. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It is just a mind game. But that's the genius of these guys. Like Larry Bird. They said Larry Bird talked trash. Like cold, man. I mean, he was cold-blooded with it. And it's the mental game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like what them guys, what a guy like Larry Bird didn't have in athleticism, he made up with it in his intelligence. You know what I'm saying? His ability. You know, I mean, you hear some of the stories these dudes, they talk now. You know, everybody on podcasts now, they talking, you know, man, Larry Bird come out the house, say, hey, I'm getting the ball and I'm gonna get it right there, and then come right out there and do that. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you do about it. He told you what was going to happen.
Yep.
And he get the ball and do exactly what he just said. And there's nothing you can say or do about it. You know.
And he did it on every level.
Every level.
College and the pros. Every
level, man. You know. But you even when I think about greatness, right? You look at Derek Jeter, right? Just take it to baseball. Derek Jeter at no point was ever considered the best player in the baseball during his time, you know, with the Yankees. He was never considered the best player in baseball. He was never considered that. But when lights were the brightest, Derek Jeter always seemed to make a play. He always seemed to shine when the lights were the brightest. You know,
and his stats were relatively modest compared to other players.
Yes. But in the World Series and playoff time, man, when the lights were the brightest, man, he showed out.
Showed out, man.
Showed out.
And
it is something about when them lights are on.
Yep.
You know, I mean, you think of Reggie Jackson, Mr. October. When the lights were bright, you know, Reggie showed out.
Yes, he did.
He showed out, man. He said George was hustling. You know, George went out there and got Reggie. He said, man, hey, I'm the straw that stirred the drink.
What he said.
And he pissed off some of them dudes in that locker room too.
You don't become Mr. October for nothing.
He said Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams looking like a well-dressed female.
What's going on with Jalen? He
I don't have a screen in front of me. No disrespect to well-dressed females, of course.
Is that how Jalen be carrying it?
Hey, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. But you know it's that hey, you know.
Yeah.
Let me be quiet before I get another letter.
Right.
I'm ready to say something.
We already got EJ ready to.
Yeah. Somehow he gonna. might throw a bar stool at his ass or something.
Right.
This big hand. There you go. There you go. See, Wilkes was a good baseball player, but what he did with his bat in the neighborhood held him back.
And I'm assuming it didn't have nothing to do with him putting the bat on the ball.
Oh, boy. I tell you, man. This dude is pure. Hey, listen, they got some spots down at the Baltimore Comedy Club. Landon,
I'm telling you, man.
You need to get you one of them.
Yep.
You would kill him.
No doubt.
Because there was a brother on stage a couple weeks ago when I was there. Just like they pulled him out the crowd. He was horrible. I think the only time we laughed was when he walked off the stage. I don't think he told one joke, a punchline, nothing. Wow. He was the opener.
He just talked, huh?
Yeah, he basically was like a TED talk with no information.
Wow.
With no info. So before we move on, thank everybody for tuning in, either on YouTube or Facebook. And a couple people asked me over the weekend, how can they support the show? What type of things could they do to help the show gain popularity and pick up new followers? So the first thing that you can do, if you're on Facebook, hit that share button. Share the video, share it to your friends, share it on your page, hit the share button. Join the Big Kenny on Sports page and the Sports Mix podcast page, sign up for those pages, and it's all free. Don't cost you nothing, And if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. You watch on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Those things help the show. They help us grow. If you comment, if you're interactive with the show, that helps as well. So if you're on YouTube watching, hit the comments. If some topic you want to talk about, put it in the comments. We'll bring it up. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure hit that share button, hit the like button, hit the love button. But show some love that way.
Yeah.
Share videos out. Now, if you want to support financially, if you want to support financially, you can do that as well. And your financial donations can help the show, with equipment, getting lighting and microphones and cameras and all the things that help make a show great. Could backgrounds and all these type of things, man. So you can do that through the Cash App, which is scrolling on the bottom of the screen there on the ticker. And the Cash App is $KWIL33. $KWIL33. So if you want to make a financial contribution to the show in the flow, you can do that as well. So yeah, it's all about growth, and I appreciate everybody that's been watching. Appreciate everybody that's been tuning in and the comment section. Landon is a faithful commenter and watcher.
Absolutely.
My guy, appreciate it. And he brings something to the show. Keep us on our toes for sure. He almost like he's sitting in the third seat.
For real.
He just not on screen.
Yep.
But that's my guy. I appreciate, his support. We talk offline, and we hang out sometimes, guy I used to work with, but good guy. But again, if you want to support, those are ways that you can help the show grow. You know what I'm saying? And to subscribe to the channels on YouTube is free. To join the pages is free. My God, Troy, what's up, man? I ain't seen Troy in a minute. Troy Buck. Then you remember Troy?
Troy?
Troy used to go to Ash.
Yeah.
I think we was all in there around the same time.
Yeah.
What's up, Troy?
I think Troy was what? Lake Clifton?
Yeah. Yep.
Lake Clifton.
He was working up late.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah, Troy, what's up, brother?
Wow.
Long time no see.
Blast from the past.
Yes, sir. My God.
Wow.
But yeah, man, just if you just share the video out. Hit that share button. Hit the like button. Hit the love button. Leave a comment. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Share it out. Tell your friends about the Sports Mix, man. We just had some fun talking sports. We talk about whatever. Sometimes we talk about stuff that ain't sports related. We get to mixing it up. Go on the YouTube and look at the archives. Look at some of them old shows we did.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, good to see you too, Troy. For real, man.
Always some surprises. Yeah, man. That's something, man. That's something.
Small world. Landon and Troy went to elementary school together.
What?
How about that?
Small world.
How about that? What school?
Wow.
Now listen, Troy, tell the truth. Tell the truth. I know Landon was a troublemaker. I know he was a troublemaker, especially in elementary school. He probably was off the chain. He probably was smoking cigarettes and everything in elementary school. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. He say he worked with his older brother. Yeah, tell the truth, Troy. I know that because he off the hook now. I know in elementary school he probably was a terror. And he probably was a bully and everything. Probably taking little kids' milks and juices out their lunch trays and their crackers. They went to Montebello. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So Landon, you just stayed around the way, huh? You went from Montebello. Where you go to middle school at? Then you had that Mervo right around the corner. You was just a terror, man. See, Troy laughing because he know I'm telling the truth. Troy laughing, he know I'm telling the truth. He know Landon was terrible, man. East side. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh, yeah.
East siders.
East side.
I'm southeast.
Yeah.
Just outside the city limits.
Yeah, I was east side.
Yeah. Hey, that's what's up, man. What's up? Hey, good to see Troy though, man. I ain't seen Troy in a minute.
Yeah, that's something there. It's a throwback.
Yes, indeed. God damn, so you knew Landon as a juvenile. with heavy emphasis on the juvenile. Oh, okay. He's a Hamilton Junior High, a model student. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Man, this guy need help, man.
Okay. Anybody that went to Hamilton Junior High with his brother, please.
Landon needs some help, man.
Please. We need the reports. Because I already know. You don't change too much after you grow up. You might simmer down a little bit. So where he at now, he probably simmered down now. But you imagine him way back?
He said a model student.
Yeah, I read that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
Now, Troy, I did hear that about him. I did hear he was a good athlete. Dean confirmed that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was a good athlete.
Dean confirmed that.
Yeah, he showed off up at Mervo.
Yeah, Dean confirmed he was athletic. But we ain't talking about athleticism. We talking about
he showed off.
his off the court and off the field attributes.
he was a model athlete. You got
Yeah.
confused, right?
Yeah. Don't mix it up. Don't mix that up. Unbelievable. Small world, though, right?
Yeah, man. That was interesting.
How the dots get connected.
Wow.
So there is proof that I guess that Landon went to elementary school.
Yeah.
You didn't get expelled. You didn't get kicked out of elementary school. Troy was right there.
Was Lake Clifton like the what you call it, the school y'all was supposed to go to, the zone school at that time? And I guess Landon, you wound up going. Well, you had to qualify to get into Maryville.
Damn.
So he did have to be somewhat of a. I don't know if it was a model student. but he ain't getting in Maryville with no bad grades.
Yeah.
At least that's how it was back then. I'm not sure what the story is now.
They sent me to school as a peer mentor before it was popular. Troy said Lake was his zone.
Lake. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But Landon was a peer mentor. Okay.
Yeah.
If any of his peers that he mentored are watching, please comment. I just need a scout report. Talk about some of the mischievous things he had you doing. He probably had you cutting school and told you how to not make it look like a strong arm when taking people milks and juices from their lunch tray and taking people's sandwiches and stuff.
Yeah.
I know you, Landon. He's a hell of an athlete. I'm gonna use one of his phrases. He said, "This is something Landon used to say." He said, "Yeah, Landon was a hell of an athlete, but a horrible human being."
Who used to say that?
Landon used to say that. Talk about people giving them backhanded comments.
Yeah.
See, this guy can get you. He can be a topic all of his own.
I know.
You know what I mean? He can be a topic all of his own.
Oh, I know.
You missed your calling, man. You should have been on TV.
Ain't too late.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it ain't too late.
Right.
I tell you, man, even if he just wanted to write material for some people,
yeah,
he can make money off of that for sure.
Indeed.
Yep.
Indeed. Yeah, you should look into that. Write me some material. I'll give you some credit.
Yeah. Yeah. Man.
Now I'm a proofreader first.
Yeah. I mean, for you to just throw that out there right now, man, you asking for trouble.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It might help with the ratings.
Yeah.
They call it sweeps week. We need some help with the sweeps week.
Yeah.
So we got Maryville, Lake Clifton in the building.
Yeah.
All
them schools was close, man. City,
Eastern.
Eastern. I mean, they were all right there.
Yeah. It's funny. Look at this. Now we like a messaging service now.
Right.
Sending text messages through the sports mix. Troy Landon need to hook up with you and visit your brother.
Yeah, he used to work with the brother, with Troy's brother.
Yeah.
Small world though, man. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, parade was Saturday, Troy. I missed the parade. I had to work, but I went down afterwards. And I saw a few old friends, and it wasn't the crowd that we used to. It wasn't always the big crowd as we used to get. But it was a nice turnout, nonetheless. Yep, you had Northern up the street.
Yeah, Northern, right.
Yeah, that little corridor right there.
Yeah.
Northern at the north end,
Mm-hmm.
Mervo City, and Easton right there.
Right there, man.
A couple blocks of each other. Lake Clifton on the other side of the park.
Yeah.
That's tough little quad right there. Especially at that time.
Yeah, it was always popping back then.
Look, he said we banned from Turner's. No, we not. I'm always welcome. Always welcome back home.
Yeah, Turner Station.
What a place.
What a place, man.
What a place. Yeah, Landon, you had to go hang out with me down there one day. I'm gonna have to check to see if you on that list. You might have strong armed somebody back there. They might got your picture up somewhere on the do not cross Dundalk Avenue list. So I'm gonna check on that and get back to you. But yeah, man, it's good. People were asking me, how they could support, the show, and again, man, it's not hard. It don't cost you nothing but a couple minutes, a little time. Just hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If you watch it on Facebook, man, hit the share button, hit the like, hit the love button, comment on the videos. Share them out to your friends. Tell people that, follow the pages. So supporting that way. Because that part is organic. You know what I'm saying? Just the simple liking and comment and all that stuff. That's just the easy stuff. I ain't even having a fundraiser yet. I ain't hitting you in the head yet for no money. But that's coming. I may have a sports mixathon or something. Is that what you call?
Yeah.
They still do them. They still do them. Like remember the Jerry Lewis telethon and
oh yeah,
the United Negro College Fund telethon
and
people be working the phones and people be pledging money and all that kind of stuff. I might have to do that one day. Just go live for 24 hours.
WEAA do it.
Yeah.
Had those fundraising events and
yeah, I'm gonna do it.
It'll work.
I'm gonna do it. Because the show grade be 5 years old.
That's right.
Yeah, Troy, I appreciate you, brother. For real, man. Troy always been good, brother. Them Saturdays hanging out in Ash's barbershop.
Oh yeah.
Chopping it up. Then going up to the games at Lake Clifton. I used to see Troy up there when he was working up there. I remember I used to see Troy when he was working for FedEx.
Okay.
I had to run into him out on the route. He be out on his route. I'll be on mine when I was working, doing my delivery thing. So, we bump heads a lot. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciate you for tuning in. Good to see you again on the book. But yeah, man, this thing is great. Be 5 years old, right? and when we started this thing, you really know what I was doing. We just did it. Shout out to Cheese, my guy, who was very instrumental in that. Cheese, CB, they was with me on my very first show. And and then we just went from there, man. Just took off. Didn't really know how it was gonna be received at first. Didn't because I didn't know what I was doing. So I just jumped out there just to try it. And again, man, it took off. We was having some fun with it on Friday nights in the beginning. You know, we were talking about all kind of sports topics, man. We had some healthy debates, some real good debates, man. Y'all got CB all riled up one time talking about Barack Obama and, you know, we talked about Kaepernick, and we talked about Richard Williams and Tiger Woods' daddy and Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson been the topic on here a couple times.
Yes.
You know, Joe Jackson, man.
Yes.
You know, John Thompson. We talked about the Big East.
Big John.
Big East basketball, ACC basketball back in the day.
Yes.
You know, we do the Ravens shows after the Ravens games during the football season. You know, we break the Ravens down, man, and you know, we talk about all sports and this whatever's happening in sports. We try to have some fun with it, you know, but it's nothing without, you know, the people that tune in to watch. The word I heard was the judge said podcast or prison. Oh my goodness. And this is what I'm saying. This dude don't miss. This dude don't miss, man. He don't miss. I don't know. Yeah, well, as you can see, I went with the podcast. I wasn't going to prison. I didn't want to take that ride. So I wanted to do the podcast and do that. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm podcasting. I didn't like the prison option. That wouldn't have worked for me. You know, the way my life is set up. You know. But yeah, man, you know, I posted some videos from a cruise ship. You know, I had the Atlantic Ocean as the backdrop. You know. So again, man, this thing is going way further than I thought it would. And I haven't even scratched the surface on where it can go. You know, these ideas, they run through my head, man. And sometimes I'm like, yo, just try it and see. You know, and you know, I reached out to some people to come on, some guests. You know, the majority of them have agreed. You know, the majority of them came right on, you know, with no issues, man. Hey, yeah, I'll do it. And so again, I'm not somebody that's been trained to interview people and none of that. I'm just having a conversation with people at the end of the day, you know. And I'm not here trying to be Dan Rather or, you know,
Run down some of them names of these guests, man. It's been some really interesting folks that come on the show, man, over the years, and I mean, go down that list.
Man, so you talking just here recently, you know, Everest Burns, Woodlawn High School, University of Maryland, Dante Bright, Dunbar High School, UMass, pro ball player. Everest Burns was an NBA player as well.
Yes.
My guy Mayo, you know, great guest.
Mayo, great guest.
Mayo, great guest. Man. Got the book, The Promise. If you read, go order that book, man. The Promise, man. It's a hell of a book. But he was a hell of a guest on the show.
Yes.
Blanchard Hurd from Milford Mill, Loyola University, man. Great guest. You know,
Reggie Williams.
Reggie was the first guest I had on the show. Reggie Williams, my favorite Hoya. You know, my favorite Georgetown Hoya, man. Dunbar High School, Georgetown, NBA veteran.
Legendary.
Legend, man. Haywood Highsmith Jr., who was on the Miami Heat at the time when he was on the show. My guy Big Lou, who was the creator of the theme song.
Yeah.
I had Big Lou as a guest on a couple of years ago. Lou was part of a movie. I think they filmed it during the pandemic, if I ain't mistaken. So you imagine filming a movie when everything is shut down.
Right.
But because it came out right after that. You know what I'm saying? It came out right after that. But Big Lou, my guy, and Big
Mark
Lou,
Clark.
Mark Clark been on the show several times. Several times. Big Mark, man, and a friend of the show. So
on the show, yeah.
On the show, and he's on TV now on WMAR on Saturday nights. I think it's 11:30. His show comes on. So man, hey, my podcast, my roundtable guys, Dean been here pretty much since the beginning. CB, Cheese, my man Neil.
Yes.
Coach C. So man, we've been rocking and rolling, man.
Yeah.
Landon was on with us one time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Landon was up here in the round table one time, man. So we've been rolling. We've been rolling, man. And
what was the guy? He might have been an assistant up there at St. Francis. Did you mention him?
Yeah, Coach C.
Coach C. Yeah. You did
Coach
say that.
C. Yep, Coach C. You should come on with us. I can't forget.
Good show.
I can't forget as a guest we had on here. He's been on twice.
Yeah.
Superman been in the building twice.
Terry Norris.
Terry Nolan Jr.
Terry Nolan Jr. was on here.
Yes, indeed.
Nice shows, man. Excellent.
Yes, indeed.
And old Killer Rob Benny Allman up on the show.
Man. Oh man. Come on, man.
Great show.
And all those shows are on the YouTube page. You go down, scroll, and you can find any of the old shows, man. They're on the YouTube page. Go back, watch some of them, and you see the progress. You see how far we came from the beginning. In the beginning, we used to just go live. Wasn't no theme music or nothing. We was on there talking, hey, we live.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
So man, hey, again, man, none of us are trained in media. None of us went to school for this. We just like talking sports and having good conversation, man, and good debate, and just enjoying, the back and forth. The feedback is good. When we got that participation from the crowd and from the audience, man, that drives the show as well. When the people that are watching are engaged and kind of giving feedback, man, that helps. You know what I'm saying? That helps. People that know me, people that have known me, pretty much my entire life, know that I wasn't somebody that did a lot of talking. You know what I'm saying? So some people that know me since I was a little kid, and they kind of see me and they like, man, I didn't know you could talk like that. But yeah, I've always had something to say. I've always had something to say. Sometimes I just wasn't comfortable saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Had to grow out of that. Had to grow in, into this little space. And I don't really care now what people think about what I say. I'm gonna say it anyway. But that's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. And I got my platform. I tell you, man. Oh man. Hey, I'm gonna have to hang my plaques up on the wall behind me. I got a high school diploma and 2 college degrees, buddy. Man. Start goddamn throwing my credentials around. We start doing that. I might have to put that on my little tag down there, Big Kenny. What is it? BSW. That's a Bachelor of Social Work.
That's right. That's right.
You know? Yeah, I'm a professional. Yes, indeed. Well, yeah, man. Hey, this okay. This is fun for me. You know what I'm saying? This is fun for me, man. I get to come on here, and we've said this before, man. You know, me and Dean been doing this for years with no cameras, no phones, nothing.
Yeah.
This is kind of our conversations over the last 20-some years.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, this is it. So y'all getting an inside look at how some of the conversations we've had really go. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There are some topics that are not for the show.
That's for sure.
You know,
we'll be hearing them here.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be hearing them conversations. But these type of things y'all see on the show, this is how we've been rocking pretty much since we started, you know, being around each other, since we got cool.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
This is it. You know, and we even talked about doing a sports show way back when. You know, who knew that everybody would be doing, you know, podcasting and
right,
all these type of things way back then. We didn't have a clue, man, but the time was now. You know, and here we are. You say that was the old Cop and Criminals to Career program. You know what? You know what? Oh my goodness. We all that's watching. Pay this dude no mind. Pay this dude no mind. Y'all just keep watching. You know, hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, hit that like button. You know, hit the love button. Leave some comments. If you want to make a donation, the Cash App is $ KWIL 33. $ KWIL 33. You know. So we here, man. You know, we just talking sports, having fun with this thing, you know, trying to just grow the show and grow the podcast and grow the reach. You know, want to be able to, you know, say we did shows in this place and that place. We talked about this subject and that subject. You know, we just want to grow this thing. You know, the guests, man, if it's somebody you want to see on the show, put it in the comments. You know, because I will reach out. Because I don't have a problem reaching out to anybody. You know.
Now, and you know, and when it comes to this show, and you know, we've talked about it before about it, you know, being the sports mix.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when Kenny came up with the name, you know, I don't know what went into coming up with the name, but it's really a perfect name because of, I mean, for some of you who don't know, he has skills on the turntable, did some DJing, some parties and things like that. So he definitely can mix that music, and that played right in line with bringing in other subject matter here on this show. Last episode, we talked about the Michael movie. Mm-hmm. We brought that in. We talked about our thoughts on that. We both went to view that. Had a real good conversation on that, and so there's always different subject matter that is mixed into the program that could be related to sports and maybe not related to sports. And we think that having that freedom has played well on the show. Some of those that talk last week about Michael was sensational.
Yes,
that was a great show. The movie has broken all kind of records. There was a lot of naysayers there, and the sports mix was on top of it. So, yeah, that's what you get here, and you're gonna get more.
Well, funny you bring that up about how the name came about. So the name came about, I want to say 2013, 2014. when was working. Oh, boy, this guy, man, never paid for any equipment or a record. The lies, man. The lies, man. oh, oh, man. So 2013, 14, around that time, me and a couple brothers was trying to come together to put a show together. Wasn't quite this format, but it was a sports format. And the name, I came up with the name then. And it never got off the ground. So I just held the name in my back pocket, I held on to it. And I just was looking for an opportunity to utilize it. I even a few years before the podcast even came out, I would hashtag it on my little posts on Facebook or whatever. I would always put the sports mix. And I know people probably didn't know what it was because I didn't even know what it was going to be. I just would put it out there. And I did some blogging a couple of times. I tried to blog, and I was on a couple of blog sites as the sports mix. You know, I just didn't like writing like that. I'd rather just talk about whatever was on my mind. So the blogging didn't work out for me because I didn't like writing it like that. But the name came about because of the sports and my love of sports. And the mix part, you right on it, was the DJ part of it. You know, and I didn't know how I was going to marry the two. And I have some ideas about that as well, moving forward. But the mix part of it was because of my background as a DJ, you know, and sports. So kind of merging the two of my loves together, love of music and love of sport. And it's the sports mix. You know, you know, somebody else I had on the show, I forgot, you know, because, you know, you kind of forget DJ Terry T.
Terry T.
Terry T was a guest on the sports mix. Shout out to Terry T. You know, but he was a guest here on the sports mix a couple years ago. So man, we've had some guests on here. Done some ho. How could I forget the Hall of Famer?
Oh,
the Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Mervo.
That's right.
Golden State.
Yeah.
He's been a guest on the podcast roundtable, and he's been an interviewee.
That's right.
And I've been a guest on his podcast, on his formats. Glenny Moore. You know, been a part of the show, man. So again, and charge it to my head, not my heart. If I forget anybody, you know, not as young as I used to be. You know, my man Bruce and Brian, you know, they came on a couple shows with us.
Yeah.
You know, my man Doc, Melvin.
Yeah.
From down Turners. You know, Melvin Scott, Dr. Melvin Scott.
Yeah.
You know, he came on with us. He's a season ticket holder at Jackson State.
What about that guy, man?
Was there.
What was the guy? The guy that did the sports. I think he might have had a little podcast somewhere too. He came on and talked some Ravens one time.
KZ.
Yeah.
Ken Zales.
Yeah.
KZ. Yeah, KZ been on. KZ was on with us. And not as old as you're gonna be. You're right. I got a long way to go.
What's up, Neil?
Got a long way to go.
Yeah.
I ain't done yet. Yeah, Neil was in town over the weekend.
Okay.
He made a cameo.
Did he make it to the parade day?
Yeah. He was there.
Okay. Yeah.
Parade. We hung out Sunday for a minute.
Yeah.
Daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Right.
You don't hang out Sunday nights no more.
Mm-mm.
Remember, you used to have to be out every night. You know, once upon a time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the weekend started on Thursday.
Yeah.
You know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
You know.
Got yourself then.
Yeah, then you be mad about having to go to work Monday.
Right.
Why don't we have Mondays off?
Yeah. Who set this thing up, man?
Yeah. You know. Yeah.
It at least be 4 and 3.
You're right. At 8 hours.
Right.
Yeah. He talking about the parade.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. As Charles Barkley would say, terrible.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, man, you know, this is a what you call almost like a passion project. You know what I'm saying? When you love something, and again, somebody asked me the question Saturday. Said, man, you making any money? No, sir. I ain't made a nickel, but I ain't gonna stop.
Right.
I ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna stop.
Wow.
I'm not gonna stop, man. I'm gonna do this thing because it's gonna make me some money. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make me a lot of money.
Wow.
I believe in that. You know what I mean? I believe in that. And you know, get to the point where I'm gonna be able to pay the host, you know, the co-host to be on here. You know?
Just for an update, the Lakers, OKC is third quarter, 7:50 left in the third quarter. OKC 69, the Lakers 60.
Okay.
And for you, you know, Bronny fans, he has not gotten in the game.
Really?
Just you know, I know there's some Bronny fans out there, so figured I would say that.
You see this nonsense?
For 80 hours. weren't y'all former co-workers?
Yeah. So if he was able to see how much work I was doing, what did I say about the work he was doing? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. My guy, stay on my neck though. He don't let up at all.
Right.
At all. But yeah, man, you know. Did you see the Kentucky Derby over the weekend?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I did not either. Well, I was at the parade.
Okay.
I was at the parade. But I saw the highlights. And I can't tell you the name of the horse that won it.
Yeah. Have you been to a Preakness?
I've never been to the Preakness.
Nah, me either.
I've never been to Preakness. I've been to live horse racing before, but not at Pimlico.
Right.
I've seen live horse racing at Charlestown up in West Virginia.
Okay.
And up in Delaware Park. Yeah, that's a sight to see. You know, you see it on TV is one thing. When you right there and you see them horses, man, and the athleticism of these and horses are huge. You know what I'm saying? To see these horses moving the way they move, man, is an incredible thing to see. You know, I remember the first time I saw it, I was amazed. I was amazed, man. I was like, man, this is incredible. I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop watching. I'm up Charlestown. We went up Charlestown one night to gamble. You know what I'm saying? And they was running the horses at night.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to sit out there and watch the horses.
Yeah.
I was amazed, man. I was amazed at the animal of that size, the strength, and the power of them things, man. They move, they get around that track, and it's a sight to see. You know what I mean? It is a sight to see. And horse racing is not something because I don't follow the trainers and I don't know the horses. So, it's not like watching a team sport or following that, and then the
Uh-oh.
you know what? You know what? You know what? I'm about to block this dude, man. I'm about to block this dude. Yeah, well, now you want to clean it up. A horse race.
Right.
I'm about to block this dude, man. I'm about to block him. You about to be banned from commenting. But the horse that won the race, let me get his name. Let me do him some justice. Came from last place. This horse was in dead last. And it was 20, 23 or 24 horses in the race. And he let caught everybody and won the race.
Wow.
You got to check the highlight out. I might need to pull that up. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull that up. And so that kind of can see that. What was that? The Kentucky Derby. Kentucky Derby. And the Preakness is in 2 weeks.
Okay, I was just going to ask, when is the Preakness?
This year, the Preakness is in Laurel Park and not Pimlico because they're remodeling Pimlico.
Okay.
So this is the first time that the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, is not going to be in Baltimore. They said in
Laurel Park.
Maybe like 100 years.
Wow.
I just
Saturday, May 16th.
Yep. I just want to see the finish. Kentucky Derby finish. I don't want to see the whole race because the whole race is 2 minutes. I don't want to see all that. I just want to see that. So Golden Tempo won the race. Golden Tempo is the horse that won the race. All right, let me see this one. This is the shortest one I see. So let's see. Yeah, we're gonna get this one. Let me see. Wait a minute. I know they probably like, what is he doing? What is going on? What is happening here? Well, God damn it, what's up, brother? Thank you for tuning in. Trying to do a little producing on the fly.
Yeah.
Doing a little producing on the fly here. Well, what's up, Damon? What's going on, bro?
Technology.
I need a producer. You know what I mean? I need a producer. All right, can you see that?
Yeah, it's coming through. It's starting to come through. There we go.
He's already
all right, so look at it.
Down the backside. He was 5 or 6 behind the last horse.
He was in last. Look at him.
Sometimes when you're that far back, Mike, that everybody makes their decision already, and you're left a lot of open lanes. Now he'll shift him out as he knows he's going to run into trouble if he doesn't, and he takes aim on his brother. And what a tremendous kick by Golden Tempo.
That's a lot of ground to make up in the stretch of the Kentucky Derby. He's 7 or 8 lengths back at the top of the stretch still.
The numbers on how far he ran.
Wow.
Amazing, right? Wow.
Unbelievable.
And this is the pedigree of this horse. He has been dead last or second to last in almost every race he's run, but made a charge like this at a moment like this. A historic moment, Nick Luck.
Wow.
Truly, Mike.
Unbelievable.
That is crazy.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Man, how impressive is that?
Unreal. I mean, he was dead last. And they say that's kind of what he does in his races. He kind of starts slow and makes a run.
A
Man,
lot
they
of
say he don't
horses.
think the Preakness coming back, but we know the hood ain't changed. But they doing a whole gut and rehab of Pimlico up there. You know, and that the Preakness is a big money maker for that area. You know, a lot of good things happen in that area. So I'm hopeful. Running like Wilkes from stealing up. I tell you, man. I said I was gonna block this dude, man. I said I was gonna block this brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Laurel Park on the 16th, May 16th. It's the 16th, right?
The 16th.
Yeah, the Preakness is gonna be ran out there in Laurel Park. And again, man, I hope for the sake of the city that once the Pimlico upgrades have been made, that the race comes back. We know how these corporate people think, man. You know, they get it out there to Laurel and a little more space out there, a little more
Yeah.
You got to come in the city, and yeah, we just gonna keep it out here at Laurel Park. You know, we gonna make an executive decision. So I just hope for the sake of the people of that area, for that one day, the Preakness is a big money maker for the area. So, but that was a hell of a race by the winner there. Golden, what did I say his name was?
Golden something.
Yeah, Golden Temple. Sorry.
Golden
Temple was your Kentucky Derby winner, man. And again, I didn't see the race live. I watched the highlights later that evening, but just amazing. Again, I'm amazed at the power and athleticism of those horses. The way that they run, man, and like you said, you see a horse. These are not small animals. You know what I'm saying? These are pretty large animals, man. And I remember the Preakness a few years ago. It's probably been over 20 years ago now, where the horse that broke their leg out there in the race and ended up having to put the horse down.
Yeah.
Because with the horses, man, once they break a leg, that's pretty much it for them. If they can't salvage them to put them out the stud, I think that's what they call it, studding them.
Yeah.
Where they go out and just make babies. Because they got that good stock. Unbelievable. My mind just took me somewhere else. I'm gonna leave that thought alone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that thought alone. But this ain't the show for that.
Everything can't be mixed in.
Yeah. Because the show would have took a political turn at this point. And I know everybody ain't input for the politics. And I'm gonna leave that out of the show. But yeah, man, it's so Preakness is upcoming. It's always a big deal for the city. Orioles are not playing really well right now. I know Friday night at the stadium, I know my son said he was going out to the game. Friday night at the stadium is Tupac bobblehead night.
Yeah.
At Orioles.
That was interesting.
Yeah, what a hell of a combination.
Tupac bobblehead. I saw that, man. I had to do a double take.
So I take it you're not going out there to get one.
No, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, me.
No.
And, I wasn't that big of a Tupac fan.
Me either.
I respected him. I mean, I like some of his music, but I wasn't one of them. Tupac was the GOAT kind of guy.
Yeah, me either. I wasn't that kind of diehard.
Nah. He's a hell of a rapper. I think he's a hell of a talent. You know, he could act. He had the child. He could act a little bit.
He did well in movies. Yeah,
He did well in movies. He was definitely he's a good rapper.
he's a talented guy.
Definitely an impact kind of guy.
Yeah,
You know, he was an impact guy. You know, he made his presence felt in hip hop for sure.
yeah,
You know, started out as a roadie with Digital Underground. Back in the day, late 80s, early 90s. You know, he started off as a roadie, man, a background dancer, if you will. You know, but he had passion, and you know that's something that always showed through with him. He was a very passionate guy. You know, very. He was brought up in that Black Panther. His mom was a Panther, and
yeah,
he was brought up around those type of brothers, man, and sisters. You know, that were part of the movement, man, and so. You know, he talked about having to read the newspaper as a kid. You know, that was that type of thing his mom and him had him doing. So he was always aware. You know what I'm saying? Which I think played into why he was so impactful as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Because he had an awareness of the struggle in a way that a lot of people didn't. You know, a lot of people could talk about struggle. A lot of people couldn't talk about solutions. A lot of people couldn't talk about, you know, how to fight power, how to fight against the establishment. You know, he was born in that, so he had a natural ability to kind of be rebellious. And for hip hop at that time, early 90s, he was very rebellious. You know, he was very outspoken. And I think a lot of times when he spoke. He spoke to a lot of the things that were really happening around him. Yeah, who the hell wants a Tupac? By the way, apparently a lot of people. My son, you know, not a baseball fan, but he's going to say he's going to get one of them. So there's that. But you know, shout out to the Orioles. You know, I guess they found a way. They're gonna sell some tickets.
And the thing is that there is a Baltimore connection.
Yeah.
He went to the School of Arts
and
spent some time in Baltimore, so there is a Baltimore connection. But I'm still a little puzzled by the whole bobblehead thing. It just caught me off guard. But Tupac has a huge following. Yeah. There's a lot of folks out there that hail him as the GOAT. When it comes to MCing, and can't deny that. And he like you mentioned, he's had some pretty good roles on the big screen. Unfortunately, died at such a young age from gunshot wounds. So went way too young.
Think about it. Tupac was 25.
I believe so.
25. He my age. We the same age. Same year. We born same year. So he died at 25 years old, man. You know, and it's been over 25 years since he passed away.
Wow.
And he's still relevant.
Yeah.
He's still relevant, man, today. You know, there are people who weren't even born before he passed away who were impacted by Tupac. You know, and again, Biggie as well.
Oh yeah, he's another one.
Two of them kind of they go hand in hand. You know, when we talk about that era, you know, they kind of died. It's about 6 months apart. You know, they died, were both murdered. You know, it was a tough time.
East Coast, West Coast.
East Coast, West Coast. It was something that just got out of control.
A lot of foolishness.
Very quickly. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that stuff had nothing to do with music. A lot of the back and forth didn't have anything to do with music and the music business. You know, and I'm always one to believe, man, when stuff like that happens, you know, these guys become the pawns in a much bigger game. You know, they become pawns in the game, And I think sometimes you don't even realize you're being played or used in a certain way, you know. And Tupac again, man, was an intelligent brother. You know what I'm saying? Again, he was different in the way that he was brought up, and how he was taught to look at issues, and how, you know, you think about some of his catalog, you know, Dear Mama, Brenda's Got a Baby. You know what I'm saying? Like those are powerful songs, you know. But we'll focus on the gangster image and the thug life and some of the things that I think he utilized to try to bring people together. You know, this was part of the bigger plan from stuff I've read about him after his passing. You know, that the whole thug life was a movement. You know, thug life was supposed to be a movement, man, and that, you know, his bigger goal was to bring people together on a larger scale. But again, man, he got caught up in this back and forth with the Bad Boy versus Death Row and Tupac versus Biggie, and, you know, who shot you, and, you know, hit him up and all this stuff, man. It just turned into a whole big thing, you know. And unfortunately, I mean, just, you know, he's out there at Vegas, and they get into the fight at the bar. I mean, at the club. At the casino. And those things played into him, and ultimately ending his life. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately ending his life, man. And it's just unfortunate. One thing I did when I was in Vegas was I went to that intersection where he was shot.
Yeah.
I don't know why I needed to go there. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like I'm out here. I need to see the intersection. I need to kind of visualize where it happened at, and all of that. So I walked over there, you know. I mean, I was walking the strip that day. I did quite a bit of walking that day, and I found out, okay, the strip, the scene was here. I think it was Koval and Flamingo, I think. And I walked there, got to that intersection, man, and I took a little video and took a couple pictures, you know, just kind of visualizing it. You know, it just looked like, you know, regular old intersection. You know what I'm saying? It was off the strip. It wasn't quite on the strip as you were kind of made to believe when it happened. It was off the strip, so it wasn't right on the strip. But I walked over there.
Do you remember where you were when you heard
that he got shot?
Yeah.
I don't remember where I was when I heard he got shot. I remember where I was when I heard that he died.
Okay.
So he got shot, and I think he died a few days later.
Yeah, he was in there for some days. Yeah.
He was on life support for a while. He held on for a little bit. Maybe a week later.
Yeah, I was in the post office, man. I was working, and I was in there, and a guy that worked in the post office had gotten a phone call from his homeboy who was at the fight that night, and he told him, and he come running around there letting me know. He said Tupac got shot. It hadn't even hit the news and stuff yet.
Wow.
But yeah, tough loss there.
Yeah. Now I remember when I was at work when they announced that he died. I ran out to grab some lunch. I was working 3 to 11, and I ran out to get some lunch from a sub shop. I'm not going to say the name of it, but out in that Dundalk area. It wasn't Captain Harvey, so
okay.
It was not Captain Harvey's, but I went and grabbed some lunch, and they happened to have like the radio playing. You know how I don't even know what station it was, but the radio was playing, and like the news, like the news break. So it's like, man, it might be like 7, 8 o'clock at night. Just, you know, when I heard it, and they came across the thing, he said, you know, rapper Tupac Shakur has died from, you know, his gunshots.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow. You know, I remember that. I remember hearing that on a Friday night I was picking up lunch. You know, that he passed away. I don't quite remember where I was when he got shot.
Yeah.
You know, and Neil said I told him he got shot. I was the bearer of bad news, I guess.
Right.
I told him when Lenny,
Bye,
Biggie, Reggie Lewis,
bye,
damn,
Reggie Lewis. Damn.
I'm gonna stop calling you, brother. God,
Wow.
I'm the bearer of bad news.
Wow.
Now I do remember calling him when Biggie died for sure. I remember that, and probably Lenny too. But I remember Biggie, man, because you know he's my favorite rapper still. Biggie's still my favorite, and you know we waiting for the Ready to Die. Well, Life After Death was supposed to come out in a couple weeks, so we anticipate Life After Death coming out. I think the single was out. Hypnotized. I think Hypnotized was out. The single was out. You know what I'm saying? And we were kind of anticipating the album coming out in a couple weeks. I remember it was a Sunday morning. I wake up, you know, I flip the TV on and Channel 11 and watching the news on Sunday morning. So you know how the news do the little teaser when they go into commercial and they say popular rapper was gunned down overnight, and they showing the truck, and then it went to commercial. Didn't say who it was. And my first thing, I'm thinking, man, damn, Ice Cube, or I'm thinking somebody from out there.
Yeah.
That was my first thought. I'm thinking one of them dudes, man. When they came back and they said Christopher Wallace, known as the Notorious B.I.G., man, I was floored.
Yeah.
I was floored, man. I mean, I was, you know, I'm laying down watching the news. Man, I jumped straight up when I heard that name. I was like, come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. Not Biggie.
Yeah.
Because he was on his way.
Yeah, that Biggie would hurt. That would really hurt.
Yeah, man. And I definitely, Neil probably was the first call I made.
Yeah, I felt that one.
That morning, I called him. I said, man, yo, Biggie done got killed. And my whole thought was, even today, why the hell was he in he shouldn't have been out there. He shouldn't even have been in LA. I just thought it was too soon. It was too much.
Yeah.
You know, it's just too soon, man.
It made no sense.
None. Damn, I called you with Hank Gathers too. Well, I ain't calling you no more, man. Damn. I ain't calling you no more.
Wow.
The bearer of bad news.
Mm.
Yeah, Biggie. It is just, oh man.
Yeah.
We were cheated. We got robbed. We got robbed with that one.
Yeah.
And
this didn't make no sense though, man.
And so and we talked about Len Bias.
Yeah.
And another day I will never, ever, ever forget in life. Summertime, we had just got out of school maybe a week before that. So summertime you can sleep in. You ain't gotta get up early. So I remember sleeping in. And I came downstairs that morning. I guess it's about 9, maybe 9:30 in the morning, something like that. Still kind of trying to get myself together. I came and sat out on my porch. And Kevin Graves, my brother, and Greg Green, my other homeboy, man, they came running down the street from they was at the top of the street. They seen me sitting on the porch. They came running down there. Like, man, you heard what happened to Len Bias? And I said, Yeah, he went to Boston. He got drafted the other night.
Yeah.
He said, no, he died. I said, man, stop playing.
Wow.
No, he died. He died, yo. And I said, man, stop playing. And Greg was like, come on. So Greg lived at the end of my block, maybe four or five doors down. He said, come on. We ran to his house. And remember the headline news used to come on every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
He flipped it on that channel. As soon as he turned the channel on, it was coming back on. You seen that stretcher.
Yeah.
Man, I said, you got to be kidding. You see Keith Gatlin going crazy.
Right.
I said, man, this is crazy.
Man.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, that was rough. That Len Bias death, man, was rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Biggie hurt too, man. That Biggie one. Yeah, that one. That just made no sense, man. Why was he even over there?
No, he shouldn't have been out there.
That just didn't make sense to me.
Didn't make sense at all, man. He shouldn't have been there. And you know, and then you look at all the stuff that's come out since.
Right.
And again, man, it just looked like some shenanigans was in play.
Yep, definitely.
You know, some shenanigans in play, man, that got that brother out of here.
Yeah.
And probably somebody right there that he trusted.
Yeah, they was a part of it.
Yep. And you know, you gotta watch the people you trust.
Yeah, man, and I mean, it's just a sad thing, man, to see him, you know, die like that, and then, you know, man, all of that stuff that our guy is locked up for, Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically for being a freak.
Yeah.
He's locked up for being a freak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that dude is cold-blooded, man. He's cold.
Yeah, man, he's cold.
He's a cold dude, man, and his handling, yeah, it just didn't make no sense, man. Turn on sports.
Yeah, that was when Len Bias.
When Len Bias.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. He mentioned Hank Gathers. I found out about Hank Gathers. I just got back home from a ski trip. First time I ever went on a ski trip. Went with Hartwell Speed. Him and some of his friends.
Okay.
Some of his friends gave a trip, so we went on a trip with them. And I remember getting home that night, going into my room, and my grandmother was watching the news. Grandmother watching the news. And on the news, right as I was going in, coming out the room, there it was. And they showed the video of him passing out.
Yeah.
And all of that, man. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
What? I mean, what a way to go out.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. Seeing him go down like that on that court. And even seeing Reggie Lewis, man, kind of lose his balance in that playoff game and fall down on the floor, man. That was like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Some scary stuff, man. You could see how scared he was when that went down. So it's been some, as far as sports goes, it's been some, in the rap world, some shocking deaths, man. Of course, when Michael died, I remember that. I was in the room and CNN or whatever, the news flash, say that he went into cardiac arrest. And I was on my way to getting the boys ready to go down to Chick Webb. We had a game. And it was just a different Chick Webb that night, that evening. Yeah, it was different, man, because Michael Jackson had passed away. And that's what everybody was talking about. So these deaths, man. I mean, even the even the Kobe thing, man, with the helicopter crash, man. How crazy was that,
Yeah, that was crazy too.
man?
That was crazy.
With them kids and stuff up in there and all of that, man. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah,
Bad choices, man. The choice to take that copter up in the air when it was foggy like that.
yeah, yeah. It's wow. I mean, that's not a lot of words to even to. I really can't even come up with the words to really even describe that.
Yeah,
You know, it's going back to the Michael Jackson that particular day. Karan had a baseball game. We were on the way up to Northwood for a
yeah,
baseball game that day, and it was on the radio. It wasn't confirmed at the time. It was reports that Michael Jackson has been rushed to the hospital for apparent cardiac arrest.
yeah,
And that's what I was hearing on the way to the game. And I think while we were at the game is when they started saying that he passed away. You know, and again, like you said, man, it was kind of the buzz around the field that day. You know, because them baseball games were pretty well attended. You know, these were little kids playing t-ball, so so you got a lot of parents out there.
oh yeah,
And this is what like you say, it was the atmosphere was a little different. You know, it's usually a little more festive for the kids, and a little more noise. The kids are being kids, they playing ball, but the parents were not as into the game as usually as they usually are, because we talking about Michael Jackson. Is
yeah,
it true? Have you heard anything? You know, that's kind of what the flow was that day.
right,
And then like you said with Kobe Bryant, this is right before COVID. You know, this is right before everything shut down for COVID.
yeah,
And which again, it just was a weird time. You know, it was just a weird time because it was a Sunday morning. I remember it. And I remember somebody texted me or called me before it was kind of confirmed. They was like, man, I'm hearing, I can't even remember who it was. I just remember he was getting a call or a text. And they like, have you heard that, Kobe Bryant might have been in an accident? You know, a helicopter crash or something. I said, no, I haven't heard that. So, of course, you start to hear that kind of stuff. You scrolling, you trying to see what's going on.
mm-hmm.
And slowly but surely, man, started coming out that there was a crash. And I think then the live news updates started coming up. And it was confirmed. So Neil said he was picking up his daughter from summer camp when he heard about Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
And Otis was tore up. I mean, the Michael Jackson, right? So I just remember that night that he passed away. Again, Karan had a baseball game that day. So that evening when we came home, it's all over the news, it's all over TV. And I just remember Karan and my daughter were on a computer watching Michael Jackson videos. And that probably happened for a couple of days after that. That was probably like the thing. Mike took over the house at that point. And I'll never forget Karan asking me, like, why is everybody so, I don't think he understood why it was such a big deal.
right,
That he died. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember exactly how he said it, but he was basically asking me why is all this reaction over him, Michael Jackson? And it's kind of tough to explain the impact that he had if you didn't live through that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to explain to somebody that wasn't even born when he was at his peak.
right,
You know what I'm saying? And to live through that without without internet. So you talking about kids that don't really know life without internet. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, oh yeah,
So it's a different world for them. And trying to explain the impact of a Michael Jackson, why he was why his death was so huge, I remember I went to work the day of his funeral, but it was important that I see the funeral.
Yeah.
And God saw fit for me that my workload was very light that day. And I was done for the day, right, I guess around noon, whenever the funeral started, because it was middle of the day here.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever the funeral started, I was home. And I went home and I watched that thing. And I, again, man, I'm like, it was something I had to see. And I had to see it live.
Yep.
I had to be there. Again, he's somebody that had a huge impact on me.
Yeah.
And they broke out the Off the Wall and Thrillers that day. Yeah, it was a lot of that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that going on,
Yeah, I had to be there too, man. I definitely took off from work to make sure that I was in front of that television. Matter of fact, I was sending they had that thing where you could possibly get some passes to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to send in some stuff. I sent in for that.
Okay.
See if I could be a lucky one that chosen or whatever. I'd have made my way over there, but I did not get selected. But when I was in the house getting the boys ready, getting ready to go to Chick Webb, and it came across the television set. And when it came on, I said they finally got him.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I said. And my wife at the time looked at me like I was crazy. They on there saying cardiac arrest,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I'm saying they finally got him. So and my thoughts haven't changed since. I understand what he was going through at that time and the pressure that was on him. And,
Mm-hmm.
They had been trying to get to him. And in my mind, they finally got to him.
Yeah. Jack Rick, what's up? Welcome back. Yeah. So, we just kind of talking about some different news that broke, over the years,
heavy news.
Some heavy news, some of our icons that passed away. And we got on this subject talking about Tupac bobblehead night at the Orioles game this coming Friday.
Yeah.
This may be an unpopular opinion, but I think that Pink Floyd is trash. Well, you're not going to get no argument from me, because I can't tell you one Pink Floyd song, and I probably know some of them just if I heard them.
Right.
But you don't get no argument from me. So you are entitled to that opinion. And I'm gonna let you have that one. Pink Floyd.
Right. If something went down with Pink Floyd or something, where that comment come from?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. But well, who passed? Nobody passed recently. But
Okay.
like I said, we were talking about the Tupac bobblehead night at the Orioles. The Orioles are having Tupac bobblehead night this coming Friday at the Oriole Park at Camden Yards. And we were talking about why the Orioles will have a Tupac bobblehead night. It don't make much sense to me, or Dean, but it is what it is.
Right.
And then that conversation just led us into kind of
his death.
His death, and then we talked about Biggie's death, and then other celebrities that were kind of, their deaths kind of rocked the world a little bit. Michael Jackson was a huge one.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant, we just talked about him passing away in the crash, the plane crash. I didn't get the Tupac ball. It's this coming Friday. This coming Friday at Oriole Park. It's that the 8th. Is it
right?
The 8th?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. We didn't get it either, right?
Yeah. Now he's not from here, but he did live in Baltimore
for a little bit.
He lived in Baltimore for a couple of years. He went to the Baltimore School of the Arts. So he said they might as well do a Westmore bobblehead at this point. Well, hey, they just might.
Right.
You might get a double Westmore, Brandon Scott. You know, I don't know. They now those might not be popular. You know, a lot of those might end up on the field. Because I'm sure the Orioles probably will lose the game that night.
Right.
You know, that'd be just as popular. Remember they used to have bat night?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to bat night? You can't do bat night no more in town again.
No.
They figured them things wasn't safe.
Want to say you can't do that no more.
Yeah.
Bat night, ball night, jacket night.
So, Brandon Scott looked like he got shoved in the lockers at school. Yeah. And Brandon Scott's a Mervo guy too, Dean.
Mervo guy.
Mervo guy. Y'all Mervo dudes all over the place.
Yeah.
I met Brandon Scott a few years ago. I don't know if he will remember this. And he was doing he's the volunteer at the school that I worked at. Like once a week he would be there.
Yeah.
Maybe not once, maybe a couple times a month. He would volunteer. But so at the end of the school year that year, they did he was just a councilman at that time. He was just Councilman Brandon Scott at that time. He would volunteer at the school. And so at the end of the school year, they did a faculty versus student basketball game. So we were teammates, you know. And,
okay.
You know, I don't know if he hit a couple buckets. You know, I hit a couple buckets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to show them little youngins that I could put the ball in the hole a little something. You know, little something slight. You know what I'm saying? Something slight, little light work for them. You let them know, man, Mr. Kenny can play a little something.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, here's a little guy. JB, what's up, homie? You can fill in. Come on up here, boy. You give us the fishing update. Johnny B is a professional fisher.
Okay.
Mr. ESPN. You know, they're catching all kind of sea creatures.
Okay.
Hey, you gotta check him out on Facebook. You know, he out there. He's on the piers and boats near you.
Yeah.
What's up, homeboy? I was looking for you Saturday, John. I heard you was out on the water, man. You know, they say, yeah, John left and went fishing. I came down there after I got off work to the parade. He said, politics can be touchy, but I feel like B. Young, a puppet or a figurehead. Who was B. Young? B. Young? Yeah, let me know who that is. Westmore seems okay to me. Scott, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, you know, and politicians, one thing about politicians, they're going to be politicians. They're going to politic.
Yeah. Period.
You know, they're going to politic, man. And you know, they are going to do that. And they're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You know, that's the one thing. Brandon Scott, okay. Yeah, Brandon Scott, like I said, I met him some years ago when he was just a councilman. Good dude. He's a good dude, man. You know, and that's all I'll say to that. I didn't really get to know him. Like I didn't really have no in-depth conversations with him, and we didn't talk about nothing political or nothing like that. We just basically there for the kids. You know, I've been around him a couple of times, and it's been some years ago. It was like 2017, I want to say. It was almost 10 years ago. I don't know. He probably wouldn't even remember if we ran into each other. You know. So it's been that long ago, but yeah, man, you know these dudes, man. Like say, politics is your son is a Patriots fan. My simply, yeah. I don't know where I went wrong with that. I really don't. I don't know where I went wrong with him. You know, but he's an Orioles fan. You know, he's an Orioles fan, so he's going to the game. He's going to the game to get a Tupac bobblehead. Next Friday, so I'm sure he will show me a photo of that, or I'll actually see the actual trophy. Get Brandon on the show. He's a bowler. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get Brandon Scott. I'm sending him an invite. I'll send Brandon Scott an invite. You know, and you know, hey, if anybody watching know Brandon Scott, let them know. Sports Mix is open. You know, we have more talk about whatever. You know, we talk about whatever, man. So, Brandon Scott, if you're watching, come on over to the Sports Mix. You know, you're a Baltimore guy. You know, I see you out at all the events, and you know, you know, there's some things we can talk about. So, you know, come on over to the Sports Mix and Westmore too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, come on over here on the Sports Mix, man. You know, and we talk sports now. We're gonna talk some sports. Great grandfather grew up in Madison, Wisconsin, and was a Packers fan. I have cousins who are a Dallas fan. You know, them Dallas Cowboys fans, man. They all seem like the same kind of people to me. You know.
Yeah.
Little strange. You know, little detached from reality. You know, every year they gonna win the Super Bowl.
America's team.
Yeah, every year the Cowboys fans are we gonna win the Super Bowl. I know a couple Green Bay Packers fans too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, hey, I'll never forget. You know, I was working with this guy. This is probably like 92, and you know, around that time, you know, 49ers was the team. 49ers was pretty much the team to beat. Cowboys was on the come up at that time. And this dude we working with said, yeah, I think Green Bay's going to be pretty good this year. And all of us laughed so hard, man. We like, Green Bay? So, you know, if you were around at that time, you would know Green Bay was terrible. You know, they were terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then they traded for Brett Favre, and he was pretty good. But again, coming off Green Bay was terrible in the 80s. And so when he was like Green, and then Reggie White ended up going there. And we thought, Reggie White going to Green Bay?
Right.
What?
Who want to go there?
Yeah, who would want to go to Green Bay? And it was like, you know, remember Reggie said God told him to go. You know, that's what he said.
That's right.
He said, God told me to go there.
I remember.
And we all laughed. I mean, I got a hearty laugh at that one. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That check told you to go there. But if God told you to go there, brother, hey, who am I? Who am I to get in between what you and God got going on? You know. Yeah, Redskins fans too. I know a couple of those. You know, more power to them. They are the Redskins forever.
Yeah, but you know,
people in DC will tell you that.
Oh yeah, and when you think about one of the biggest rivalries in NFL history is the Cowboys and the Indians, the Cowboys and the Redskins.
That's right.
But if you go to DC, there are scores and scores of Cowboy fans over there.
Absolutely. That was one of the funniest things, man, when I used to work in DC, is to see Cowboys and Redskins fans that work together.
I couldn't understand it. I mean, I was scratching my head. I'm like, why is there so many Cowboy fans in DC?
In DC, yes. Yes. You didn't start following NFL until around 2013. Yeah. So, and I remember, refresh me on your age. I know the last time you were on, you kind of young. So 2013, that's around the time when right after the Ravens had won their second Super Bowl. It was actually February 2013 when they won the Super Bowl. So 27 years old. So yeah, so you around my son's age. My youngest son is 26. Oldest son is 30. So you right there around that age. So
yeah,
you were a young guy at that time. So yeah, I get that. And I think if I'm not mistaken, Jack, you said you are a Ravens fan, right? You're a fan of the good guys. You know, this Ravens Central here. So
right.
You know what I mean? We are Ravens fans here. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But all are welcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're a fan of any other team, you know,
of course. Absolutely.
You know, CB, one of our guests,
he's a Cowboy guy.
fan. proud
Right.
Cowboys fan. He suffering, but he's a Cowboys fan nonetheless. And CB's from New York.
He's in New York, ain't that
He's a
something?
Bronx, New York native and a Cowboys fan.
They like the Cowboys.
I don't know how that happened.
Right.
He told the story one time. I just forget. I forget. So Pasadena, Maryland. Shout out to Pasadena, Maryland. Out there,
Okay.
old Mountain Road.
Yeah.
Out there, Mountain Road, out there, old Ritchie Highway. And what's that out there? I used to work out in that area.
Down them parts.
Yeah. It ain't been too many places in Maryland I haven't been.
Right.
When I was a delivery driver, I had the DMV covered. Parts of Maryland I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was there. These little small towns and little people looking at you like you fell off a spaceship.
It's eye-opening when you go around to some of these places.
It is.
It was for me.
It is. It definitely is.
I was out there in Frederick.
Oh yeah.
Carroll County, man. Frederick and Carroll County, working out there. It was
a little different.
Yeah, a little bit different.
A little different.
A little
different out in them parts.
Right.
But yeah, man. Hey, this is again, man. We came out here with no agenda. I told Dean that from the start. I said, hey, man, I ain't even got nothing planned. We just gonna flow. We just gonna go with it.
We ain't sweat it.
We gonna go with it, man. Who do you guys have in NBA Finals? OKC is coming out of the West. I'm stamping that. And I'm in the East. It's either gonna be Detroit or New York.
Yeah.
I haven't. See, the thing about New York is I'm not a Brunson fan. His style of play, I'm not a fan of his style. He dominated the ball way too much for my liking. And I think they play better when he's not on the court. The ball moves more, they get more, everybody get to touch the ball a little more.
Yeah.
Did Cleveland win tonight? Who won that Cleveland game tonight?
Cleveland lost.
So that was game one, right?
That's 1-0 Detroit.
So they 1-0. So Jack, you want Cleveland. And I like I'm a Cleveland. You know why I don't think Cleveland gonna win? Because James Harden not gonna show up. James Harden is not gonna show up when the money on the line. Because they were in trouble. They were in trouble Sunday.
Yeah.
They were in trouble Sunday. And my man went off. What's my man's name? 45.
Donovan
Mitchell. About earlier. Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
I think his girlfriend is beautiful.
Yeah, Coco.
Coco is beautiful. But yeah, shout out to Coco. Hey, Coco. See how distracted I get?
Right.
Talk about a beautiful woman, man. Get me all off.
Check out her Tiny Desk performance.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Hey, Coco.
Check that Tiny Desk out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah.
As a Raven fan, is it wrong for you to say you want low-key Sanders to do? Hell no. No, just don't do well against the Ravens. They got 15 other games that he can play lights out. It's just them two against the Ravens, man. I want him to stink the joint up badly.
I'd like for Sanders to do well, but I tell you, right now I think what you call him is going to be the starting quarterback, Deshaun Watson.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too. The thing about Deshaun Watson, he probably gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Now
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Now I don't want to see him get hurt.
No,
he just hasn't been able to stay healthy.
Right.
You about to get me mad. Because you're a Spurs fan, John. I already know. That's the only way you can get me. And I ain't even get mad about that. You're a Spurs fan. I expect you to go with your team.
Yeah.
I expect that. Browns are the only team in the division that I don't have a hatred for. I hate the fans more the team. Hey, you know what? I don't really hate none of them. I just
Right.
don't want to see them beat us. That's
Yeah.
it. You know, beat each other up, but when they play the Ravens, nah. Yeah, John, I already knew. You a Spurs fan. You a Spurs fan from way back.
Yeah.
You know, so you're supposed to ride with your team.
They lost game 1.
Mm-hmm. And a good game though. Hell of a game last night.
Yeah.
Hell of a game last night.
It was a good game. Again, we talked a little bit about them, and I thought if Ant-Man is healthy, and again, I think that Rudy Gobert, a teammate, countryman, has practiced with our guy Wemby, and probably can play him just as well as anybody else. So that might be a little slight edge for Minnesota to have Rudy Gobert guarding this guy Wemby. He might can play him well. Now he ain't gonna be able to stop him, but he may be able to get better than most.
For those, you know, we talked earlier about the 5-year. We coming up on 5 years of the Sports Mix podcast. Rudy Gobert had a segment on the show once upon a time. We had a Rudy Gobert segment.
Yeah.
And, you know, wasn't always glowing.
Right.
But Rudy was a star on the show and in our text messages.
Yeah. And I've always thought that you know, they was hard on Rudy, man. What?
Hey,
Sportsman folks was hard on Rudy.
CB started that.
Woo! Oh, that who started it?
CB started that one.
Man.
And I couldn't help but jump on that one. He started that, boy. We rode that for a minute.
Yeah. Snowball, man. Picking up, rolling down. Wow.
Okay. Week 1, Ravens will host the Browns at 1 p.m. Shador will win the starting job. It will be Lamar versus Shador. What a battle. Yeah. And when do the NFL schedules come out? They gotta be in the next couple of weeks. I do know the Ravens are going to Brazil this year.
Yeah.
I think they're playing the Cowboys in Brazil. That'd be a hell of a road trip to take.
Oh yeah.
You know, down there in South America.
Right.
You know, and I've heard some good things about Brazil.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah, Ant is tough. We talked about Ant a little earlier. Tough.
Yep.
Tough. Mid-May when the schedule comes out. Yeah, we definitely. Now, when that schedule come out, we can definitely be talking about that.
Oh yeah.
Now what I'm not going to do when the schedule come out, don't expect me to be talking about we're gonna win this one, we're gonna lose that. No. I don't play that game.
Right.
I don't play that game. I got a 4-week rule. You know, I need to see the first 4 weeks of the season before I make a determination on the direction the team's going to go in. And I do that because now with only 3 preseason games, a lot of your starters are not going to play in the preseason. And usually them first 4 games are like the preseason for them. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of come out sluggish.
Yeah.
Don't really have everything tuned up. You know, so it usually take a couple of weeks to get things flowing. And you just hope you don't get a poor start like it did last season. You know what I'm saying? And again, it just went from bad to worse. And it just never got on track last season. But yeah, so I'm anticipating that schedule coming out and kind of seeing how it's going to stack up this year. I know, Dean, you always pretty talk about that bye week, having a late bye week. You kind of a fan of that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, having a bye week later in the season versus in the middle or earlier in the season.
Yes.
You know, so I know you always are big on that. The only time the Cowboys beat the Ravens was in 2016. So John said, can we talk about the Met Gala Blue Ivy is a hard head. What happened at the what little Blue do, man?
Right.
I guess she ain't little no more. But what did Blue Ivy do, huh? I know it was big talk about Jeff Bezos paying all this money for the Met Gala, $100 million or something.
Oh, is that right?
Something crazy. But he going to lay off all these workers, all these Amazon workers, going to be out of work because he want to hire robots.
Wow.
You know, how much you got to pay a robot?
Wow. Boy, them Amazon jobs come in handy for people.
She didn't want to take her shades off. Oh, she Hollywood. She Hollywood, yo. You know, she was born with a camera in her face. J and B daughter, son.
Right. Right.
J and B daughter. You know, you mad as a little boy trying to talk to her? You know, you gotta be damn near a king's daughter, a king's son. You know, you can't go over there. You can't just be no little kid from school.
Nah.
Talking about I want to date your daughter. Nah.
Right.
We ain't doing that.
That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, let me see. Ray was looking to do the nasty work. They had both Trey Henderson and Calais. I saw today that Kyle Van Noy was visiting the 49ers, or he was interested in playing with the 49ers. Sometimes you see that stuff and people just be making up those headlines.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know how true that was, but you know, I said last week that I would like to see Kyle Van Noy back. I like what he brought to the team.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that either.
As a linebacker, you know, he ain't Ray Lewis. You know what I'm saying? But he was definitely serviceable. And he got to the quarterback a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, so I like Kyle Van Noy. If they, you know, I guess it's all about the business. If the business makes sense, they'll bring him back. You know, they'll bring him back. You know. But yeah, man, we've been flowing. You know, again, man, we ain't really have no agenda tonight, man. Just kind of free flowing, and you know, we hit a few subjects, and we pushing up on 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know, so I ain't go much past 3 hours. I'm ready to shut that down.
Yeah, we 11:19 now, so we over 3, right?
So if the Steelers release Patrick Queen, do the Ravens bring him back?
Well, depend on the money.
Yeah, it's all about the money.
Yeah. But
Patrick Queen and what's the name? Well, a hell of a combo in that linebacker room. It was Roquan. I know it's Smith. I'm going to say Smith, but Roquan. Him and Roquan made a hell of a linebacker duo. Because when Patrick Queen was the middle linebacker, he left a lot to be desired. When Roquan came, it just kind of made them just like they fit. They fit like a hand in glove. And you know, Patrick Queen became expendable because Roquan was going to get the money. He got paid, and then you know they couldn't pay both of them. And Patrick Queen went and got paid, and he's been a little less than desirable up there in Pittsburgh. He had some moments up there, but nothing like what they paid for. You know, and our resident Steelers fan, you know, he was so happy. He thought it was the greatest thing. Oh, thank y'all Ravens for the gift. I said, you'll want to send them back.
Right.
You know, you'll want to send them back. Don't do too much gloating, buddy.
Nah.
And yeah, he probably you know, Queen isn't very big. Now, Queen not a big guy.
He's not a good tackler, man. My linebackers got to be able to tackle. And Patrick Queen is not a good tackler, man. At all. And this is what the Pittsburgh Steelers and their fans have found out about Patrick Queen. So a lot of them have not been happy with his play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
so
sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
He went and got some money.
Yeah, he got paid.
He got some money, so
got that bag.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. He went to the Jimmy Smith School of Tackling. I actually like Jimmy though.
I was all right with Jimmy.
I like Jimmy. Jimmy wasn't bad when he was here. I like Jimmy. I like Jimmy. I thought that Jimmy did well while he went to Ravens. But yeah, man, we ready to wrap this one up.
Yeah.
It's been a great dialogue, man. Great show, man. I told y'all that if you watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you watch it on Facebook, hit the like, comment, share. Definitely hit the share button. Share the videos out. If you want to support the show, hit that Cash App, the $ KWIL 33. KWIL 33. Man, we're gonna be another couple weeks. And then we're gonna take a little break. Got some things coming up that I'm gonna need to take a little break for. So y'all appreciate y'all though, but we definitely tuning up for the run. Ravens football will be starting before you know it. They'll be in camp in July and August, and we be gearing up for the season. We be gearing up for the football season. So again, man, during football season, we do a show Tuesday nights, and we talk about the game from Sunday or Monday or Thursday. We talk about those games on Tuesday nights, man, and so I'm looking to have another spectacular season with the sports mix. I ain't talking about the Ravens, the sports mix. We're gonna line up some guests. We're gonna celebrate 5 years of doing the sports mix coming up in October. So there's a lot going on this year in 2026. And I think everybody that's been riding with me, man. Again, man, y'all tell your friends, man, hit the comment, hit the share, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, man. Trying to get them listeners up, subscribers up. If I can double up, we at about 570 right now, 560, something like that. We can double up, man, get to 1,000. That will put us in another bracket. Get the watch time hours up, all that stuff, man. But it's all about the growth. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to grow the podcast and grow and just have some fun, man, talking sports. Shout out to Landon. Always keep us on our toes.
Yes.
Troy, my man Troy Buck, man. I ain't seen Troy in a minute, but thanks for tuning in, Troy.
Troy was in the house tonight. Yeah,
Jack Rip, they've been with us for a couple weeks. Appreciate you. My man Johnny B. JB, Mr. ESPN.
Yeah.
My man Neil checked in. And anybody that's just watching and didn't comment or hit the like button, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody watching on Instagram, we live on Instagram as well. Troy Reed Official, my man. Troy Reed is man, Troy Reed did some of those documentaries, man. Like he did the one on Alpo, Rich Porter, and AZ.
Okay.
The Game Is Over. He wrote a book about Alpo. I never met Alpo. I bought that book, man. Real good book, man. Real good read. I bought that, read it. Troy Reed Official. Check me out on Instagram. What's up, brother? Need to get Troy Reed up on this joint. Talk about some of his exploits.
Yeah.
In that video, creating content. He was creating content before we had, he was creating content on videos. He was selling VHSs and DVDs and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Troy Reed, man. I think Troy live out in California now, if I ain't mistaken. Troy, a New York guy. But I think he live out there in LA now, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to Troy Reed, man. Appreciate you tuning in over there on Instagram. That's what's up. But John said he ain't like Jimmy. Jimmy sucked. Jimmy was all right, man. Jimmy wasn't that bad. I mean, Jimmy got a Super Bowl ring. He played a big part in that Super Bowl run. Coming on and bringing ESPN. That's what's up. That's what's up, boy. We need you. But yeah, man. So Appreciate everybody again for tuning in, supporting, riding with us. And we'll be back next week, next Tuesday, for another edition. We'll see what's popping in sports or the world of entertainment.
Yeah, that's right.
In the next week or so. But we're going to talk about whatever. You know what I'm saying? Wherever the wind takes us, that's where we're going at. You know what I'm saying? So y'all keep riding with us, man. Peace, bro. Peace, Johnny B. Get you next week, man. I need a couple catfish filleted up, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No bones. No bones, please. So I'll bring the grease.
Right.
But y'all, man, enjoy y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night, what's left of it.
Yeah.
And you have a good rest of your week.
Enjoy the week.
And we will see y'all next Tuesday, man. Peace out to everybody. Appreciate you. We out.